It was a
Really,
busy
really
month,
busy.
and with that, welcome back to another episode of What We Watched, covering December 2022. A bid month for new releases. Uh, we'll talk about them, and a bid month for catch up. I'm sure with all of us, we spent that holiday break catching up on a lot of movies we missed throughout the year. So join me today. We have Edgar Ortega.
Yeah, hi everybody. Yeah, excited. First episode of the year. Kind of feels weird to say 2023, but we are in 2023 already. And yeah, I'm excited to talk about everything that we watched this month. Pretty wild months, especially for catch-ups, Oscar contenders, and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, excited to get into it.
And my other co-host, Evan Harris.
Glad to be back. December was crazy. I wish I could say I caught up on a lot of different things, but I didn't really have a chance to watch as many as I really wanted to.
Too much anime.
Too much anime, exactly. Josh always calling me out. No, too much anime, too much Willow. I ended up watching a lot of TV, but there was a lot of great movies as well, and I cannot wait to talk about them. A lot of good stuff came out this month.
Yeah, so like we always do, let's start with the first thing we logged on the old Letterboxd.
Oh, Letterbox. Is Letterbox sponsoring us yet?
They should be.
They should be. Yeah.
They should be.
I did start just going over a few things because I rewatched a few movies and watched a few new ones for our 2019 episode of We Come to This Place to Range. We did that in December, like early December. So I rewatched Little Women, masterpiece.
So never heard of it.
So
just kidding. Great stuff. Great stuff.
Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. Which is honestly, I really love that movie. It's Marielle Heller is one of my favorite directors right now. She hasn't missed.
I still never seen Beautiful Day. Not the documentary or the film.
It's the film. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's really good.
Yeah.
Tom Hanks is great.
Seemed a bit too happy for me.
It's not. It's like surprisingly kind of like melancholic.
Oh wow. Poor Mr. Rogers.
Because it follows like the main character is actually like the journalist who's doing.
Oh yeah, you're right. Oh, it's
Mr. Rogers.
Matthew Rhys. Matthew Rhys.
Yeah.
I love him.
He's great.
From The Americans. He's great. Yeah. I still have to watch his show. What's it called? That one detective show on HBO that he's
Perry Mason.
Perry Mason, yeah. Good for
him. Yeah,
him.
it's like I really love how this Marielle Heller's direction is so interesting and really elevates like what would be just a typical story.
Yeah.
Like the shots, she's like holds on like close-ups for a while, or it's just really cool.
Mm-hmm.
And I watched Last Black Man in San Francisco for the first time.
Still have not seen that. Jonathan Majors, yeah, one of those big ones.
It's like it's insane how that's a directorial debut. Like it is stunning. It is like it's assured, but it's also experimental and like something you've never seen before.
Oh wow!
And Jonathan Majors is great, so good.
I always meaning to watch that one. It's always escaped me. Where'd you watch it?
Yeah, I think I bought it.
Just bought it. Nice.
Yeah. And Emil Missouri is one of my favorite like up and coming composers, and he's doesn't miss. He did Minari and Trillionaire, and
I like Minari. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Good stuff. The first one I watched on December 1st, I feel like I've already talked about it. Maybe not. It was Women Talking. I caught that on December 1st exactly. Good movie. I didn't love it, but I thought the performances were fantastic. And to be able to shoot that on one location and keep it as captivating as it is for like nearly 2 hours is pretty great. Great direction, great score, great performances. I just wasn't pulled along as emotionally as I wanted to be. But overall, it was very powerful story. Really liked it.
I've heard a lot like about it like during like the award season, but what is the movie about? Like, what is it even about? I don't even know what it is.
Like, well, women talking. No. These women live in a commune and have been victims of rape and other bad things from the men in their commune. So early on, they're faced with the decision whether they should leave or they should stay, and that's basically their discussion. What should we do in response to all the negative actions that have been done against them? And it's really riveting because they have a lot of different opinions. Not everybody's on the same page.
It's like you said, it's a one location movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems I haven't seen it yet. It's like probably the biggest movie I haven't seen from last year yet. That and Empire of Light are like the two like awards.
Empire of Light is huge.
It's not big.
Well, I meant like conversation right around awards and stuff.
Still,
it got.
Woman Talking is bigger than Empire of Light, and I've seen.
Yeah, I know that. But Empire of Light's still in there
for one award.
But like
go you finish your thought.
From what I've heard is that it's similar to maybe Mass from 2020.
I wish I saw him. Mass seemed a bit too depressing for me. I'm like, I'm staying.
Mass is a heavy watch, but
it's very heavy.
Also one location and very like conversation based and relies on its actors.
Yeah, I think it's pretty similar to that. Yeah.
From what you're saying, it kind of reminds me of like One Night in Miami, like it's just in one room, basically.
Yeah.
Does it have like a play like vibe to it, like or
not really? Actually, no. It didn't feel like a play. No. One Night in Miami did, based on like the dialogue and like the way they structured it, but this one doesn't feel much like a play. Yeah, it was pretty good. Pretty good.
My first log of the month was on December 2nd, and it was The Menu. Really liked it.
Harry Potter.
Really? Harry Potter.
Come to
I love it most than people in our friend group because like that movie just really did something to me. Like the way it's presented, and it just really it worked really well.
I think for me it's just mostly like more vibes than anything else, but I really like the vibes. Like I really like.
I don't know. I think it's like what it's trying to say. It does it really well, and it's like more interesting take than you would think.
I need to watch it again, but I really vibed with it. Like it's not meant to have like the most, every single character has an arc. It's not one of those kinds of movies.
Very similar to Ready or Not, which I also love.
Exactly. Where it's like you come in here to see the battle of wits between Ralph Fiennes and Angela Joy, and their character journeys are incredible, and I think very well written. Like the way we explore Ray Fiennes' mind and why he's doing this as it develops throughout the movie, I was like, it's
a great screenplay.
It was very interesting. Yeah, his own opinions about food, along with like the shock value of like what's actually going on in this place. Those unraveling at the same time.
I do think it was like it was kind of predictable. Like I saw where it was going.
Well, yeah, if you see the trailer, you kind of know
the way it's handled and executed. Like I don't matter much because it's presented really well.
Yeah,
like the title cards for each course, like that's something it's the style is there.
It was great, and another shout out to my boy Nicholas Hoult, who just
he is so good.
He's always trending on Twitter because he's great, but it's just like he understands the assignment so well. And his character was so funny in a bad way. It was great.
Honestly, he should be up there with like Barry Keoghan or whatever you pronounce his name, with like weird little guys.
I mean, I put him above Barry. I put him above. I think he's where Barry is going to be in a couple years because Nicholas Hoult has been doing this for plenty of years.
He's the original weird little fucker.
I think so. Yeah, I think he is. Yeah, I think he's what Barry is going to become because Nicholas has been in like
from Mad Max.
He's been in tons of blockbusters, the X-Men, the Mad Max. Like Barry is just now getting into the blockbuster game, even if he wants to do that. And Nicholas is able to blend like blockbusters, but then go do Renfield and then go do The Menu. Like he's able to do like everything.
And the great and like
the Favorite. Oh my god! And then what's the show on Hulu? The Great, which I watched season 1 of. I should watch season 2, but he's great in that as well. So he's killing it everywhere he goes. But yeah, The Menu is so much fucking fun.
Great score too.
Oh yeah, great score. Yeah, good stuff.
Would you guys pull anybody from the lead actor category and put it Ralph Fiennes? Because I honestly would, because a lot of the movie works for me because of him and Anya.
Who do I take out? Oh, I'll take Bill Nighy out and put in.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Absolutely. I haven't seen it living. Yeah, poor guy.
I mean, there's a lot of other pits I would put in there over Bill Nye or Tom Cruise.
Hey,
But
hey,
just saying.
too far,
Or
buddy.
even
Too
Brendan
far.
Fraser.
Tom Cruise
We'll
is
just see
great.
my thoughts on the will later, but
Oh,
yeah.
But you are not going to take out Brendan Fraser. You have to
He's
be
good.
cuckoo insane. No way in hell. Brendan Fraser staying in there. Man, thank God Josh crazy ass isn't in the academy.
Before we move on, I feel like I watched The Fablemans on
Ooh.
December, but I remember because I didn't log
I
in.
did. I watched it in December.
Really? I watched it all the way into. Wait, where's my Fableman score at? Did I not log in Fablemans? Where the fuck is
God,
Fableman?
these fucking people over here I'm working with
Whoops.
don't know how
Yeah.
to fucking use Letterboxd.
Let me see.
Yeah, I
It says
definitely
you
saw
loved
it.
it.
I saw it
It says
before.
you
Yeah,
I
loved
December
it.
4 for me.
I
December
need to
4.
go watch it. Damn, I fucked up. I thought I'd give him a review for it. Where's that? Anyways, I liked him as a lot. It's great. It's great. Spielberg's best movie since Logan or Lincoln,
Uh-huh.
not Logan.
Uh-huh. You're
Lincoln.
wrong.
It's
Logan would've
easily
been
his best
a
movie.
far different movie.
Fablemans is
Yeah,
great.
it is,
I really
is.
loved it, but West Side Story is better.
And where were you on the debate? Where were you?
Josh. For what?
Yeah, did you think
West Side
were
Story.
you more Fablemans or West Side Story?
Oh, he's Fablemans.
Fablemans. I like West Side Story a lot from a technical standpoint, and I
agree.
on my second viewing, I kind of like that more.
The story is
but-
not his fault though.
It's still
I mean-
his movie. It's his
He had to
movie.
adapt
I mean,
the
he
story. He
could've
can't
changed
change that much
something.
about it.
You didn't have
Not
to adapt
really.
anything.
You can change things from a book to an adaptation a lot. You can change a lot from a play.
I agree.
Not Romeo and Juliet.
You can cast better, Steven.
I mean, that's true. Yeah,
I mean, granted,
they didn't know, but still.
I mean, he's not a bad actor. I just think, what's his name again? I don't even know his
Ansel
name anymore.
Elgort.
Elgort, yeah. He's not a bad actor. He's great in Baby Driver. It's just he wasn't great in West Side Story. It just happens.
Yeah.
And I think he got. I mean, he's great in other things. It just happens. Some actors are good in things and not good in other things. And Rachel was phenomenal. I just think their connection is so pivotal to West Side Story that it kind of lessens the whole movie.
We got some breaking news. That's
Oh boy!
crazy.
Breaking news straight from Josh's phone.
From Hollywood Reporter. Francis Ford Coppola's Megalopolis in peril amid ballooning budget crew exodus.
Wait, say it again.
Wait, what?
For Megalopolis,
The budget.
apparently it's halfway through shooting. It lost the entire visual effects team, the production designer, and the art director, the art department.
Oh, it's in peril.
Oh,
That's what you
shit.
said. Oh,
It lost
gosh.
all those departments halfway through shooting.
This is Adam Driver and Aubrey Plaza's Megalopolis, right?
And
Yeah.
Coppola.
And Coppola. Oh my
Coppola.
god.
His big return, allegedly.
That's yikes.
Well, fuck. How does that? I mean, because he's funding this
Because
whole movie.
it's his
It's
like
his
he's funding the whole thing.
It's his
So
project.
maybe like it's going over budget, it's not on schedule or something. I don't know.
I mean, this is what
To
happens when
lose
you
your,
don't have.
your art department is crazy.
How does that happen? Gee, that's so depressing. I mean, I don't know who to blame here. Do you blame him? Is it his fault? Why are they leaving?
I'll read the article later, but that's crazy.
Yeah, 120 million self-financing. It seemed admirable at first, but we'll have to read to get a better opinion about what's going on there. Looks like that's not coming out in 2023.
Oh yeah.
At least we have the other Adam Driver movie, the Ferrari.
Ferrari.
And
coming out this
the,
year, please?
The Turok, basically.
The Turok.
The
And 65.
63 or 65, whatever.
65.
It's basically Turok. The game Turok.
Never heard of it.
Really?
How you spell that?
Turok.
Never heard of it.
It's like a dinosaur game.
Ah.
Capcom.
Interesting. Maybe I have them. But yeah. I mean, yeah. Everybody buy tickets to go see 65.
Oh, Coppola fired them. Wow.
Oh, he fired them. They didn't leave. He fired them. Oh shit.
Wow.
Well, at least he has still sort of covered the movie.
Has no distributor. Crazy. Okay, yeah. Back to
Back to happy
main
news.
topic.
Happy hour.
Fillman's good. That's all I'll say.
It's great. I think the family dynamic is phenomenal.
Yeah,
it is
that's great.
picture perfect family dynamic.
Yeah.
I didn't expect it to be as riveting and as like deeply emotional as it was. It's relatable. It's heartbreaking, but it ends up being like heartwarming towards the end. There's a great scene between Dano and Gabriel.
Oh yeah, that scene was
Bell.
Gabriel Bell is like honestly probably my favorite performance in the movie.
Yeah.
He's great. There's a great scene between those two at the very end of the movie that I really liked.
And obviously the ending is perfect.
Ending is perfect. Michelle Williams is transcendent in the role.
Mhm.
The way it mixes like what's going on with his family, with his passion for filmmaking, and all the different avenues he goes to fund his passion and his dreams is very good.
Yeah.
Like I just didn't expect how many. Even there's some cool genre shifts too towards the end, like with the whole high school of it all. There's some good stuff in here. Like the movie did a lot, and it all pretty much worked for me.
Yeah, I know a lot of people like talk about like which one's the better movie about movie making, but I consider Fableman's more of a family drama than an actual.
I was gonna like touch on that once we get to Babylon, but it's interesting to compare the two.
Yeah, if anything, like honestly, I would say the Fablemans is closer to something like After Sun than Babylon.
Yeah, it's like
that relationship.
The family dynamic puts like the magic about movies on the back burner for like to focus on families.
Yeah, instead of just being about the dad and the daughter, it's about the son and the children and their parents.
Yeah,
it's about divorce.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think when you go to like themes. I mean, I think movies is a close second.
Oh
I mean,
it's there.
The whole point is him like the movies being an escape.
It's this like it's the balance of sacrificing family for art.
Yeah,
and like trying to balance that is like.
I think it's a close two. I wouldn't say it's like After Sun levels. But I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. It's closer to After Sun than Babylon.
Also, like the Fablemans, that's one of my favorite like comedic bits in a movie with the whole Christian girl going to her house and like making out. Like that entire scene was just peak comedy.
That was awesome. Yeah, I feel you. I feel you. What's next? I saw Pinocchio this month.
Pinocchio.
It was good.
Phenomenal movie.
I'm kidding. December 9th, I saw Pinocchio. Fucking test.
Del Toro don't miss.
He don't miss. Besides Nightmare Alley. That was a miss.
No.
Nightmare Alley is not good, guys.
It is good.
It's not good. How did I get a best picture in Pinocchio? It's not
because it deserves it. I know. That's dumb. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
That's wild to me. You want fucking Bradley Cooper walking through circuses at night.
Hey, the circus is so good in Nightmare Alley. The world building.
That's fine. Crazy people being crazy. Anyways, Pinocchio. Oh my god. Talk about like I feel like December movies and just movies in general in 2022 had so much heart in them. It's probably one of the best year for movies in general.
It's probably my favorite year for movies so far.
It's been fantastic.
It's crazy.
I'll have to do it.
Ever?
Like,
yeah,
my top 3 of the year. Yeah, ever.
Oh.
Top 3 of the year is like, honestly, some of my favorite movies of all time.
Wow. Hopefully that's not Avatar 2 in there.
It is.
I'm kidding. I like Avatar 2. It's fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, Pinocchio has so much heart. The way they managed to revitalize a story that was so beloved already, I mean, to a degree, and add some new themes, some new thematic elements to it, like where even Del Toro has talked about this. It's not so much a movie about like, you know, Pinocchio's growth and becoming a real boy. It's more about his father being able to say like, I'm imperfect and the people of the world are imperfect. And to use the whole World War II as a backdrop, or is it World War II, World War I? World War II, yeah. As a backdrop to it all, and the concept of war and the sanctity of life and living your life to its fullest, and the connection between father and son. It was so powerful. The last scene on the beach was so breathtaking. It was incredible, and the mythos too, like to add the different like explanations for the blue fairy and everything like that. Oh my god,
Life and death.
Life and death, and to have this be a musical on top of that, and a pretty good one too. I love the my son, the my son one rocks. And another Chapapa also rocks. Yes,
yeah, those the music is great.
I mean, this movie has it all. Like this is fantastic. This is top 10 of the year for sure.
David Bradley is probably one of my favorite performances of the year.
He's so good.
He's so good.
And then I saw Puss in Boots, and I saw the guy who voiced Death, and I'm like, okay, this guy is he's my favorite voice actor.
And John Mulaney too.
And John Mulaney.
Another villain.
And I didn't know that was Florence Pugh until I saw the credits.
Really?
Not at all. Oh. I mean, I was like, her voice sounds familiar. I couldn't grab it until the movie was over.
I guess we did jump to before we go to Puss in Boots. I watched the little making of documentary on Netflix for Pinocchio.
Oh, how was
it? Wonderful. The fact that they packed that much into like 40 minutes is crazy.
Those things are always so fascinating to me, but I've never watched a making.
You should watch it. It's worth it.
I still haven't watched the making of for Ozark. I loved Ozark.
There's a debate about how Del Toro loved working with Kate Blanchett so much on Nightmare Alley that she wanted a role in Pinocchio, but the only role left was the monkey.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
That's incredible. I wonder how much he got paid to be the monkey.
Yeah.
That's
Pinocchio is great. Support stop motion original movie.
I hope it gets production design. I think just the whole
it should.
Everything on the technical side of Pinocchio is just incredible. Like, of course, you realize it's stop motion, so you know it's going to be like super technical already. But production design, score, like you can argue cinematography as well. Like everything about Pinocchio was just peak. It's definitely one of my favorite movies I've seen. Just not just last year, but just in general. Just amazing movie.
I guess we could jump to Puss in Boots to keep the animated.
Yeah, let's do it, because holy shit.
Okay,
so good.
Here's the thing.
What a surprise!
Do you guys know that Olivia Colman was the voice of the Mama Bear?
Yeah.
Because I didn't until right now that I'm looking at the cast.
The cast is crazy.
Wait, she was Mama Bear?
Yeah.
Florence Pugh was, oh man. Oh, maybe I did, because I was watching the credits, because I was like, who is Goldilocks? And then there's Florence Pugh. I'm like, oh, wow.
I remember like there being like one of those like special features where it shows the cast recording stuff. I was like, Florence Pugh's in this movie?
I wish I saw more. Like, is she doing interviews for this movie? Did she skip those?
I don't think so.
Come
on. I don't think anybody did.
Yeah, I don't think this movie had much of a press run.
But I'm glad it's being saved by good reviews and good word of mouth, because
I know, right? Because like, what a surprise! The animation in this movie is insane. Like,
it's
so
incredible.
Vivid and unique.
And I know people were like, you don't got to watch the first one to watch this one, but I ended up watching because I had Peacock. I'm like, I'll just watch the first one. So I watched it the day before, and I'm like, it's fine. It's Pinocchio. It felt like Pinocchio from the Shrek movies, but this one, I don't want to say like
Pinocchio.
Not Pinocchio, Puss in Boots, sorry. I saw the first Puss in Boots, and I'm like, it's fine. The villain's cliche, and the animation's like okay. The best part about the original Puss in Boots film was the connection between Puss and the girl,
Salma Hayek.
Yeah.
Kitty Softpaws.
Yeah, Softpaws. And to see that explored deeper in this movie, on top of him struggling with his like mortality, PTSD, trauma.
It's so good. It's fucking Logan.
Somebody call in Jamie.
They did Logan.
Trauma. In Logan. Yeah, exactly. Like it felt so mature, but also super fun.
I'm surprised at how mature it was. Like with the jokes, with the themes, with like even just on screen stuff. Like it's crazy.
The blood. I'm like, oh shit.
Right?
Yeah. I was surprised too.
John Mulaney's character just being straight up fucking evil.
John Mulaney was
genius.
Amazing. Yeah.
And Death was like one of the best animated villains we've had ever, like, or not ever, but like in a while, because Disney doesn't really do that much.
Go ahead and say ever, bro, because he was great.
But like I get why they're doing it, but I miss Disney having these like iconic like evil villains and not just like generational trauma.
Motivations. Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't had a great villain since like the early 2000s.
No,
Even in movies I love, like I love Zootopia, for example. I can't name like the villain. There's not many great.
I mean,
villains.
there is a villain in Zootopia.
There is, but it's not like she's
Jenny
not super
Slate.
memorable. The mayor.
Do
or
you
whatever.
remember the name of the villain from Zootopia?
No, but I know Jenny Slate played her.
She's a mayor, right? She's a mayor or
Yeah.
whatever. Spoiler alert for Zootopia.
Man, talk about a movie that's aged terribly.
Zootopia?
Yeah,
What do you mean?
the whole police thing.
We can't watch it.
About,
They're detectives.
I don't know.
What are you talking about? Age
Very
terribly.
very pro police.
Pro police.
Yeah.
What are you talking? Are you drunk?
Do you not? I mean,
no.
this.
I'm not
young-
watching Zootopia and saying, "Yeah, go policeman."
I mean, that's kind of what
Walk out
they're.
of Zootopia saying, "Oh, those policemen are very good." They're
I
just
mean,
tracking
Judy
down bad
Hopps, her
guys.
dream was become an officer.
Yes. So, what are you
I don't
talking?
know. I don't think that holds up as well.
What are you talking? Everybody who wants to be a police officer should go to hell. No.
Eh.
No. Oh my god. Who am I talking
All
to?
right. I mean, it's still a good movie. Like,
It's fantastic. It ain't
The
good, it's
dynamic
fantastic.
between the two leads are great.
Give some respect to Jason Bateman.
He's
He's
great.
great.
Yeah.
But Puss in Boots, fantastic. Definitely one of the better. DreamWorks has always been killing it with sequels, like How to Train Your
Shrek
Dragon
2.
2,
Trolls
Shrek 2.
Trolls the World Tour.
Trolls of the World. No, oh boy.
Infinity War knockoff.
But yeah, How to Train Your Dragon, Shrek, now Puss in Boots. Hopefully, when they do a Bad Guys sequel, that'll be even better than the first one because Bad Guys is
Puss in Boots
fantastic.
is so much better than Bad Guys.
Oh yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say so much,
mean-
but it's a better movie.
It is better, but
Bad Guys
I
is
don't
great, right, Edgar?
I don't know about that tone, Josh.
I know, right?
It's
Fuck
great.
off.
I don't know. It's great.
Oh, he dissing on Zootopia, dissing on Bad Guys. What? Oh, but hey, the movie with the rat is fantastic, Evan.
Yeah, it is.
Oh.
I watched Ratatouille 3 times last week.
You're so hot.
It was so good.
3 times.
Yeah, it's so good.
A rat cook in France.
The
Get outta here.
fucking ending where it's like, anyone can cook, Evan. Anyone can cook.
Yeah, anyone can cook. Next. How that a deep theme? Anyone can cook.
When was
Great.
the last time you watched
Good
it?
job. I don't know. A couple years ago. I saw
Watch
it
it
recently.
again. It like with as you get older, it fucking gets better. Honestly, Edgar, do you agree?
I mean, I do agree, but I haven't seen it in a while. But I do love it.
Watch it.
I saw it for the first
So
time
good.
recently. It had to be like 2018, 2019. And I'm like, it's fine. This was like the buzz.
We
Wally
need
though
Tyler
worked,
on this
Wally
podcast.
Wally worked better on a rewatch. I still don't love Wally, but it works better on a rewatch.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for that. He can't stay.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
What
He's
are you dissing
upset.
Ratatouille and Wally?
He's just upset that these DreamWorks movies are better than Disney movies. You Disney.
They're not. I mean, Puss in Boots.
Puss in
Is,
Boots
yeah.
last week is probably better than
It's better
Ratatouille.
than. I mean, besides Turning Red, it's better than all of them. Yeah,
Well, okay.
I
We
love
should-
Turning Red.
We need to have some animation bake-off or something. Anyways.
All right, Puss in Boots is great. Yeah, what we've said, like the animation is stunning and the voice work is great. The,
Oh, we're on the topic of animation. I want to talk about a
Go on.
movie that. What?
oh, you go first.
I want to talk about a movie that came out a couple months ago, but Wendell and Wild.
Oh, you watched it this
Ooh.
month.
This movie sucks.
Watch it in month. Oh my
This
god.
movie's trash. Trash, Bob. Trash.
I don't think it's trash, but I think it does way too much.
I gave
than
it 2
it
stars.
ambitious.
should. It's way too ambitious. Yeah.
It is ambitious. I gave it 2 stars, and the second star
Wow.
was just because it's stop motion. They put a lot of effort into it.
The character designs are great. Henry Selick being back is great, but it's not what you would expect for a Henry Selick Jordan Peele duo.
Yeah, the
Like,
character design is
yeah.
great. The way they
It's
try and
crazy
tackle-
that
Yeah.
Jordan Peele wrote this movie because the script's a mess.
It's awful. Like halfway through, I'm like, what is he trying to say here? Like it's blatant, but it's also they're trying to do so much.
It juggles way too many
I'm like,
themes and characters.
You're trying to juggle the themes of like this town's falling to shit, like over corporations, mega corporations, all the kind of stuff, and then you're also trying to talk about black society.
Then there's some like transgender stuff in there too, which I think it does it really well.
It handles it in a very good way. I like the whole transgender aspect of it all. Just very normal and perfect like that. But yeah, the character arcs were a mess. Just the structure was just all over the place. I'm like, I was just confused.
It does have style. It looks really great visually.
It looks great.
The colors are great.
Visually, I was always having a good time with it. It's just the characters, the structure, the writing was all messy.
British Donald Trump.
What?
British Donald Trump.
Oh, British Donald Trump. That one villain guy.
Yeah. Honestly, this movie, I think it might be a case of like two like creative minds not seeing eye to eye. Because I think like if you look at Henry Selick's previous work, like he takes very simple themes and like tries to make the most out of it, and then you have Jordan Peele, who is like the complete opposite, who tries to go overly ambitious, and maybe that's why the script it feels like a mess.
Yeah, them two clashing like doesn't really work as well.
Yeah, and I love Henry Selick, like Coraline, one of my favorite movies of all time. I love Jordan Peele, but again, I'm not saying that I know anything behind the scenes because I don't, but that's what it looks like to me watching the movie.
Yeah, I was just bored. Like
if they focused on like one of the plots, I think it could have been fantastic.
I feel it could have been fantastic because they try and juggle like her tragic past and how she's growing.
With like the Wendell and Wild stuff.
The whole Wendell and Wild stuff was just weird
school stuff, and
it was just way too much. I'm like
rich people trying to like outvote something, and like it's a lot.
It's a lot, and it got to the point where I was like, I just don't care anymore. Please end. And I was like, this movie is just not good. So Wendell Wild. Not a good animated movie.
Another animated movie that I actually surprisingly liked more than I thought I would was Strange World.
Oh, another 2-star movie.
Movie hated it?
Whatever.
I thought it was kind of good. I don't know. I liked it.
Oh, wait, Josh, tell me if you've seen this before. Oh, a son grows up to not.
It's not the most original.
Like his dad, and then they end up being together at the end of the movie. F off! I've seen this movie 20 times.
Who cares?
And it wasn't good either. If you want to repeat a theme from other 50,000 Disney movies, be good. Be good.
I think it executes them well. Like I think the dynamics between the family is really well done, and like
it's solid.
Chemistry is great, and like the world building is really cool. Yeah, it's just fun.
I was gonna say, like, I think what saves this movie for me is the world building, because it feels very original, and the fact that you're inside like a creature, and like the creatures that you're seeing are actually part of like the defense mechanism or whatever of the body. That's pretty cool, but like the movie's pretty generic. Other than that,
I wouldn't disagree in saying it's generic, but I think it does it like to a good enough extent.
The ending did give it an extra star. I'm like, you know what? That the reveal at the ending about the
give it 1 star.
Yeah, I was just constantly bored. I didn't care. It was trying to be adventurous, but I wasn't engaged in the adventure at all.
Yeah.
I think the voice acting was good, but the whole it didn't feel adventurous. Like I watched one of my last 2 movies I watched this year were Atlantis and Treasure Planet, and those movies are a lot more adventurous and enticing.
It's definitely similar vibes, but those are like
Strange World. Like I don't know, the family dynamic was solid enough, but I feel like I've seen it before and didn't add anything new. I wasn't like learning anything new. The characters are pretty one note for me. The monsters are pretty decent.
And I liked how natural the queer representation was, though.
Oh, perfect! It was great.
So it was like another big step for Disney.
Early in the movie too, it was like what 5 minutes into the movie.
Like between this and Willow, like Disney is making some moves.
Disney's making some moves. I wish it was in Star Wars, but you know.
I know,
But I really like that as well, Josh. That was a really good point of the movie. But yeah, I think the ending did I was like, oh, okay, this is a nice reveal. But overall, I just wasn't feeling it. And it's just shocking to me. Like, if somebody put this on the table for me and I'm Disney and they're like, hey, do you want to fund an over $100 million budget for a movie about dad problems with their son.
Disney's big
strange
thing
world.
is
I'm like,
generational trauma.
I would
It's
not
crazy how
fund
much you're
this.
doing it.
I would not fund this movie. I mean, between this and Lightyear, it's just waiting to bomb. Like, this is something kids just can't relate. I mean, kids can always relate to, like, oh, father figures and stuff like that. But this movie just felt, I don't want to say adult, because it wasn't really for adults either. But it was just, I don't know what
Who it was
their
for.
audience was for
Yeah,
in this one.
I
It felt
think
like all over the place in a way. It didn't feel as exciting for kids, and it wasn't as complex for adults either. Which usually Disney's great at melding those two things. Like I just mentioned, Wall-E. That's for everybody. But yeah, this one
Even Raya and the Last Dragon.
Ryan Last Dragon, which I loved. Yeah, that totally nails it as well. This one just missed the mark. Yeah, not for your boy. I think that's it for animated movies. Like we kind of took that off the board there. I did see. Has anybody seen Devotion yet? Jenny Dillard's movie.
I have.
Devotion is really good. Edgar, I can't not forget, or I don't know. I'm always remembering the scene in Devotion where I try not to deliver any spoilers, but it goes steady cam for a second, where or handheld. I mean, when Glenn's character goes to rescue Owens, and he's stuck. It's towards the end of the movie, and he's rushing to get to him, and the sun's setting. It's one of my favorite scenes of the year. It's a very quick shot, but he's coming over to rescue his friend. It's very emotional. It was just a very powerful movie. I didn't expect this movie in general to be as powerful as it was. It was super riveting, super powerful. It just didn't get much love because people thought it was going to be like Top Gun 2.0 or something.
Top Gun Light.
Yeah, but this movie is so good. Like the way they characterize Jesse, and the way they characterize Glenn Powell's character. What?
Thomas.
Yeah, it was all super strong. Their connection was awesome. The actors are brilliant. The flight sequences are great. J.D. Dillard's proven once again to be a great director. I love this movie.
Is this Star Wars movie dead? I think it is, right?
Probably.
Yeah. I will say about this movie though, I really like that the movie like gives you like time to breathe. Like that entire sequence where they're in like, where is it? Paris or France or?
I want to say France. Yeah.
Yeah, one of either way.
Or maybe
that
it's
entire
Italy.
Might be Italy actually. That entire sequence of them just like partying for like one last night, like it's so like it's generally like heartwarming, and you kind of like you generally feel like you're there with the guys.
Yes.
So that was pretty cool. Also, it's kind of surprising Joe Jonas is in this. I didn't know it going into.
Wait, really?
Me neither. Yeah, he's in.
Is he good?
He's pretty good.
Yeah. But yeah, this movie is pretty good. I honestly do get the comparisons to Top Gun, not just because like it's planes, but like
they both had one hell.
And that too, but like they do kind of have like a similar structure, especially that third act. But other than that, like
it just seemed to Paramount Plus, so I'm gonna try and watch it soon.
Yeah, but it's one of those historical movies where I did not know too much of the history, so I was kind of surprised by the ending. I was expecting an outcome, and I didn't get it, and my heart was just like, "Whoa!" Yeah, I was like, "Okay, this is a deep movie." Man, I think the chemistry is like why you come to see this movie because their chemistry is off the charts.
The last scene between Glenn Powell and Christina Jackson, I want to say about like how like you were there for him, like that.
It's fantastic. Great. And I want to go what Edgar was saying, like having that one heartwarming sequence in Italy where it's like their last day. I love how blockbusters are doing that recently, especially for these action movies. Like James Cameron did that in Avatar 2, where it's just like giving us time to breathe with these characters. Top Gun does it as well. It's like these smart blockbusters are giving us time to breathe. They're not just going from one action set piece to another. I really like that move. That's one of the best ones to do it.
I want to get through some other rewatches I did.
Sure. What do you got?
Or before that, I actually watched Uncut Gems for the first time.
Oh, first time. What'd you think?
Our 2019 episode. I fucking loved it.
Wild, right?
So crazy. That ending is insane. Like, the tension the Safdies pull off here is incredible. Like it's really like on the edge of your seat stuff.
From the very first scene too. Like it never lets up. It's just like as soon as you're in it, you're in it. It's just it never.
It's crazy how ambitious it is and how many like plot lines and like characters it juggles, but it all like wraps them up and comes in like makes them come together to a fucking like incredible, like really well done execution.
Yeah, it feels so raw and real. Like his connection to his family, like because we're jump started into the beginning or into the middle / end of this story. And we can instantly believe like his relationship to his family and his relationship to like to his job and his career and why he wants to do things, why he's acting this way. It was also well written and also frantic as hell. Like every scene was just amazing. The ending is incredible.
Adam Sandler, but I get the hype now.
He's great. He's been having a great couple of years.
Yeah.
He should have won.
He should have been nominated.
He should have been nominated. That's crazy that he still wasn't nominated. That's wild.
And like spoilers, but that like the ending of how he dies is like that scene is crazy.
It's wild.
It's so good. It's some of the most tension I've like seen in like a movie.
It's up there with their other Safdie's movies.
Because you're really rooting for them. Like they really make you believe in these characters and their motivations.
That's a crazy thing. Like he's not doing great things off the bat, but then by the end of it, you're rooting for it, even though you know it's not a good thing. So when the outcome happens, you're like, oh, but you should have expected it, given like his trajectory. Have you seen Good Time yet? His other one?
No, that's the only Safdie movies I've seen.
Yeah. The other one is just as riveting and just as crazy. It's Robert Pattinson. So yeah.
Okay, so back to some rewatches. La La Land, of course, for our commentary.
We watched that together.
So
Peak.
Peak.
Oh.
Frozen 2, also peak.
Also peak, yes. I like it. I've only seen it once. It's good.
It's so good. The ending of that movie, incredible.
How does it end? She gets the kingdom?
No, that's
honestly,
the first one.
I don't know.
Oh fuck.
The whole show herself sequence and them stopping the water and watch the movie.
Congratulations, Anya, or whatever her name is, Anna.
Anya Taylor-Joy, yes.
Anya Taylor-Joy's Frozen, yes. Maybe she's in Frozen 3.
All right, then I did some Christmas rewatches.
Oh.
I watched Happiest Season again. That's a classic. That's a tradition now.
It came out 2 years ago.
Well, it's like a new tradition. Right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch it that and Last Christmas.
That's great.
All right, they're not the best movies, but they're good Christmas.
What's Last Christmas?
Amelia Clark, Henry Golding.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it.
It's cute. It's good. Phantom Thread. Rewatched that masterpiece. Krampus.
I need to rewatch Phantom Thread. I've only seen it once.
It's so good.
Me too.
I thought it was good, but just
and
not
Christmas
like
Eve, Christmas Day. I watched How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
Nice.
Again, the Jim Carrey
OG,
one.
right?
The Jim Carrey.
Oh, the Jim Carrey one.
Which is my favorite version of that story.
Oh,
because I love.
It's longer.
It's just crazy seeing a Christmas movie that has that bit of a budget and sets that are that elaborate.
Yeah, it's insane.
Like the production design and costumes in that movie are incredible.
It's wild what they pulled up. Is that Ron Howard who did that?
It's Ron Howard, yeah.
That's fucking insane.
Yeah, it's so good.
His filmography, man.
And I know a lot of people don't like Jim Carrey, but I love Jim Carrey, so of course I'm gonna love his performance in this movie. What?
Who doesn't like Jim Carrey?
My dad.
What?
My dad hates Jim Carrey. I don't know why.
Wow.
I get why though.
It's very eccentric. Yeah.
Yeah, I can see why a dad would hate Jim Carrey.
I think I had to ask my dad if he likes Jim Carrey. I love Jim. Like one of my favorite movies of all time is Fun with Dick and Jane.
That's a random bit.
It is. It's one of those random movies that I just watched so many times as a kid. I
love Man on the Moon.
I adore that movie. Man on the Moon's great.
So good.
Eternal Sunshine is all time.
That documentary
classic.
about like Jim Carrey and Andy Kaufman, like for Man on the Moon, is so good. The
Netflix one.
So good.
Yeah.
I rewatched Polar Express, which I know is controversy, but I fucking love that movie.
It's great.
It's It's the one I grew up with the most.
Yeah, like we grew. Our generation.
Edgar,
grew up
I don't know
on
what your
Polar
fucking
Express.
problem is. I
Oh,
don't
you
know
don't
why
like
you don't
Polar
like this
Express?
movie.
It's boring.
No, no,
Wow.
it's like
Boring.
magic. It is magic.
Yeah. See,
I
Edgar doesn't
guess.
believe. He doesn't believe.
Then I watched the best Christmas movie of all time. I watched it twice. It's the Muppet
Home
Christmas
Alone.
Carol. Muppet Christmas Carol is a masterpiece.
Muppets.
Yes, Muppets, Evan.
Hmm. Would you believe me if I told you I'd never seen a single Muppet movie?
Not even
I would
the
believe you,
2011 one.
but You should. They're
I'm watching
amazing.
fucking
Magical.
dolls. I'm good. Puppets, whatever they are.
Fucking dolls. It's
Megan?
Joy.
Megan. It's Joy. Even worse. I don't want to watch Joy.
Oh my god. It's Muppet Christmas Carol is Michael Caine's best performance. I'm saying that. He's so good in that movie.
I should actually watch a Muppet movie. I should.
You should. Wait till next Christmas, watch Muppet Christmas Carol.
Muppet Christmas Carol, Muppets 2011, whatever it was.
2011 is like legitimately one of the best legacy sequels.
Is that the one with Tina Fey?
No, that's the second one. That they
Second
did.
one?
The first one's Amy Adams, Jason Segel.
Oh, Amy Adams.
Yeah.
Love her. Okay.
Or you're
Uh,
muted, Edgar.
Oh, I just said before her career went off the rails.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
What the? Can we
After
talk about that for a second?
2016.
How did she have such good run, then be absolutely dog shit?
I mean, I'm
How
telling
can
you,
her
what-
agent do that to her?
she had her kids in 2016. I think that's what happened.
What was
So
the
did
last
her-
good movie? Was it
Alright,
Nocturnal
was it?
Animals?
Nocturnal Animals was her
Yeah.
last good movie.
That was the last one, right?
Her TV series was
Oh, Sharp Object was the last
Sharp
one.
Object?
Sharp Object.
Sharp
Was that
Object,
2017 though? That was like a year later.
Yeah.
So still
2018.
2016, 2017. That was her last good year. 2 years.
Oh, wait.
What
Let me
happened?
look at her IMDb. It's crazy.
It's crazy.
It's
Like
not
after,
crazy.
yeah, Sharp
It's
Objects was
fucking bad.
2018. Then Vice was like, okay, where is this going? I thought she was all right in Vice.
Never seen it. Yeah.
Then Woman in the Window. Then Hillbilly Elegy. Then Dear Evan Hansen. Then Disenchanted.
Damn.
Crazy. But we have a promising like upcoming movie for her. She's in Meryl Heller's next movie, Night Bitch.
That's great title. Great
Which is-
director.
The synopsis: a stay-at-home mom begins to worry she may be turning into a dog.
That sounds wild.
It sounds wild, but it's Meryl Heller, so I am all the way in.
Are they gonna keep that title? There's no way.
I hope so.
I hope so too.
It's Annapurna, so they might.
Oh, you're right. Good studio. Hopefully they can market her movie.
Yeah. But like,
Usually not made for
yeah.
market.
Have you seen a Meryl Heller movie?
Yeah. What was
She
her
did,
last one?
Diary of a Teenage Girl was her first. Then she
Didn't
did
see
Can You
that.
Ever Forgive Me?
Yes, love Can
and
You Ever Forgive Me.
Beautiful Day Neighborhood. Like she is 3 for
Sure.
3 for me.
But yeah, Can You Ever Forgive Me is phenomenal,
Yeah.
and actually great performance from
Melissa
what's her
McCarthy.
name, Melissa McCarthy.
What do you mean an actual great performance?
She's usually not.
I mean, SNL, Bridesmaids.
Bridesmaids, SNL, good stuff. She's hit and miss for me.
Lately, yeah. So
Yeah.
she's like Edgar's
Getting-
favorite, Thunder Force.
Thunder Force.
What was the movie she's in with the spy movie? Is it called Spy?
I think it's called Spy.
It's called Spy.
Yeah.
Spy is phenomenal. Oh my god,
Is it good?
I love Spy.
I haven't seen it.
It's really good.
I remember being a good like what's his face? Why am I forgetting his face? Oh, Jason Statham. He's pretty funny in it.
Oh, he's amazing. You're right. He knew the assignment. He just kills it.
Yeah.
You guys watch any Christmas movies?
Not
I
really.
actually missed out on Christmas. I saw Home Alone again. Oh, Christmas Story, the best Christmas movie.
It's good.
The Christmas.
I'm just
Story.
like I'm at the point where I've gotten sick of Christmas Story. I've seen it so many times.
I never get sick of it because I watch it like once a year on Christmas. But I love that movie so much. It's like ingrained in my memory forever and ever.
Yeah.
I usually watch what's it called? The one with Heat Miser and Cold Miser. What's it called?
What?
You know, the old school Christmas movie. I'm Mr. Heat Miser. Come on, guys. What are you guys talking about?
I have no idea what you're
Rick,
talking
you know
about.
this. You know this. You know this.
Heat
It's
miser?
Heat miser.
Budweiser?
Cold miser. No. Oh my God. You guys are gonna kill me. Heat miser Christmas movie. What's it called? The Year Without a Santa Claus. There we go.
Oh.
Oh.
You mean the secession memes?
Those are some good memes. But yeah, The Year Without a Santa Claus is an all-time classic.
Yeah, the old like claymation ones, those are good.
Yeah. I saw. There's a video of Santa in that movie, but over it is the Andor speech from Lucid. He's like talking to one of the kids. He's like, "The ghost in my dreams." Like, this is incredible. It was peak. I have to find it. But yeah, I love A Year Without a Santa Claus.
I guess speaking of Santa Claus, Violent Night. That's probably the only thing I watched.
I didn't watch that.
Eh.
Yeah.
Like, as I wrote in on my letterbox, I was like, "Are we sure this is not a Netflix movie?" Because it does. Honestly, it feels like
Really?
a Netflix movie. Like, the pacing is just all over the place.
It's the same. Is it the same director as Nobody, or the same like team?
Might be. Let me check. It's
It-
not the
it
same director.
Very feels like Nobody.
It's the same guy that did.
I haven't seen Nobody yet, so I don't know.
Oh,
I need to watch it. I own it, but I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, it's really good.
Did they confirm a sequel to Nobody?
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Good.
I've seen the ending and the post credits like 10 times because I was working at theater at that time.
Oh God.
Yeah, I was
There's
ushering
post credits
theaters.
for that thing.
There's like the mid credit sequence. Yeah.
It's like a mid credits. It was just like a teasing a sequel.
Huh.
That's why I asked. I'm like, they teased it, but I don't know if they're making it. But yeah, good to know. But yeah, Violent Night looked fine. How was the villain? I love what's his name. Shit. What's the
John
character?
Leguizamo.
Yeah, Leguizamo was always good.
I mean,
That
he looks like he was having a pretty good time. So that
That's
was
good. That's good.
But yeah, like other than that, it's just very generic. Like everything happens as exactly as you imagine. It's just very like, I don't know.
See, I was tempted to see that in theaters, and I'm like, I'll go see Puss in Boots. And
Yeah,
it worked out.
good
for me.
choice. I didn't watch it
Yeah.
in theaters. I
Oh, nice.
watched it when it came out on VOD. So yeah.
I thought so. You weren't being a pirate.
Wait, what movie?
Violent Night.
Uh,
Yeah.
wait, pirates are in that?
No, I mean
nothing.
online
Sorry, I was distracted by the message.
online piracy.
Oh. I took part in that a lot this month.
Jesus Christ. Who am I talking
Supposedly.
to?
Apparently.
Supposedly.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Maybe.
We don't know. Please sponsor us.
Please sponsor us and for free. God.
I can't cap though. I can't cap. I watched After Sun using that too.
Yeah.
Edgar came through with the link. Yeah.
It's not our fault that they don't make these movies available for us.
True. I would have loved to see After Sun in theaters.
Yeah, I think the movie would have hit harder for me if I would have seen it in theater.
You want to talk about After Sun now?
Let's talk about it. This movie.
That one is a
Great.
movie. It's a movie that feels like a movie.
A movie. Loves those enlightening words, Josh. Enlightening as hell. I watched After Sun 2:00 in the morning. I was like, you know what? Let me finally watch After Sun before I go to bed one night. And I'm like, wow.
Maybe not the best way to
Yeah.
Probably not.
relax before you fall asleep.
Yeah, I mean, not at all, boy. And it was great. It took a while for it to sink its teeth into me, like a vampire. But
yeah, that's the thing about this movie is that like once you're watching it, as you're watching it, it doesn't like you're trying to figure out what's happening, and it's just once the credits roll, it all fucking hits you of what it's actually about. Like it's insane.
I shed a tear at that last dance sequence. One of the best scenes of the
It's one of the best. See, a year filled with great dance sequences. It's one of the best.
Pressure.
It was beautiful, heartbreaking,
Editing,
touching, all of it. It was really
But like,
good.
I'm just like, so impressed with the subtlety of this movie.
Super subtle.
The
Yeah.
way it like sprinkles in what it's like working towards,
Mm-hmm.
and the fact that it's you realize that this daughter dynamic is great and they're really close, father daughter. But you see those like small fractures starting to happen, and you start to like peel a bit behind the scenes of what Paul Mescal's character is actually about and what he's going through as the movie progresses, especially with that ending. And like some of the shot compositions in this movie are like devastating.
Yeah.
Like the one of her on the bed and him
Her
on
and him
in the bathroom, like
Bathroom.
that's really
in
good.
the fade of him looking over the cliff, fading into him crying on the bed.
Oh yeah,
Or
that
the
was really
room.
strong.
Like, it's insane what this movie
It's
does.
yeah, Paul Mescal is incredible.
One of the best performances of the year.
He
What's
was
so
such
young?
a good career ahead of him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Just
Um,
today, he's being the new Richard Linklater movie. Hell yeah.
you know,
And
so that movie-
Gladiator.
we'll see that movie in 15
Gladiator.
years.
20.
2050. But I've never seen Gladiator, but I'm excited to see
I haven't
Gladiator.
either.
Yeah. Maybe we can Edgar saying no as in he hasn't watched it either?
No, I've seen it. It's one of
Would
my
that be
dad's
your
favorite
commentary
movies.
movie or no?
Your dad's favorite movie is nice.
Yeah. What was
I
that?
think
It just seems
No.
boring.
I want to sink my teeth into Gladiator first.
Gladiator?
before I-
Gladiator is exciting. What the fuck are you talking about?
We said Gladiator seemed boring?
Yeah.
It's gladiators fighting lions. Like, what's boring about that?
I don't know.
I mean, this is the guy that said Zootopia is about police, so
And
can't take his word. for it.
hasn't seen
Zootopia
Alien.
is about police. That is right.
It is about it, but it's a lot more than that. Yeah. They're solving animal racism.
Mm.
One of also like going back very quickly back to Pinocchio and what Guillermo del Toro was talking about that movie, about like how it took him a long time to realize that his dad didn't really know that he was a dad. He was just a guy that had a child. And I feel like that
Yes,
that same logic can be applied to this movie, to After Sun, because like
great call.
it's that realization of like, yeah, like like somebody like your dad, like, yeah, you view him as that figure, but just because you view him as that person doesn't mean that it's like the same thing, like the other way around. Like it's just like an adult trying to figure out things as he's going like through life. So
Yeah, that's a great way to phrase it, Edgar. Yeah, he's figuring himself out. Before, he needs to figure himself out before trying to be a father. And just the mix of that is so heartbreaking in both those movies, in Pinocchio and in After Sun. Just that struggle, it's so good. Yeah.
And it's especially tragic in After Sun because you don't really know if they ever had a good relationship after that trip.
But you kind of like this movie is just so, there's so much depth in this movie. Like you start to see like those shots of her as an adult, like reflecting back on the movie, that 360 shot, panning across her, then panning across Paul Mescal with the camera. Like you could see that she's reflecting on this trip as like, obviously this is the last time she saw her father, so she's wondering why that happened, why he couldn't be around for her, but also as an adult, like probably going through the same or similar like mental health issues, like understanding why also.
Yeah.
It's really deep.
It's really deep.
I really need to rewatch this movie before the
I think it'll reward a watch. It's just that I have to be a pirate again once I feel icky.
Just ask Carson.
Probably. Oh, he owns Voodoo. Yeah. He owes me too. I give him all my logins. What's next?
I wanted through some kind of like definition of the mid, like catch up movies.
Sure, let's do it.
All right.
So let's start with Amsterdam. Watched it.
Gross. You saw that.
Honestly, it's crazy how bad this is. How like it's not bad. Like I didn't hate it, but it's just so bleh. It's like definition of mediocre.
Was at least the Taylor Swift death scene funny?
It was funny. There's a lot of unintentionally funny movies in this
Alright.
movie. Like, it's crazy because under the hands of a different filmmaker, this movie could have been so electric and
Mhm.
so entertaining, especially that third act.
Yeah.
But
Is
it's
it like
just,
a who done it or
it tries to be.
it tries to be? Okay.
It just feels so uninspired.
Tragic.
How's John
And-
David Washington in it?
He's good. I don't know. Margot Robbie is the only Margot Robbie is one of the probably the best part of the movie. She's like legitimately great in this movie.
Better than Bale.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
And Daniel Pimmerman, the composer, like this score is legitimately great too. I love the score.
Okay.
But those two elements are the only redeeming part.
Damn.
Like, how can you have Emmanuel Lubensky, the DP who did like Inarritu's movies and all
Mhm.
like this acclaimed cinematographer, and have the cinematography in this movie
shit,
look
it's
that
him?
fucking ugly? It looks so bad.
That's weird.
It is it is horrible looking. It's ugly. And also, of course,
Damn, I did.
fuck that asshole David Russell.
Not a good guy.
I gotta say it.
What else do you see?
Not gonna lie though, Emmanuel's filmography is pretty funny though because he's the one who shot the Cat in the Hat.
I mean, it.
That's great.
Yeah, better than Amsterdam.
Kind of.
I watched Spiderhead.
Oh,
Stozinski's movie.
Chris Hemsworth. I
alright.
liked the Spiderhead. I liked it.
All right, it's definitely the style's there. I think it's really well shot, and the soundtrack is great, and the way the music weaves into the movie is great.
Yeah, I gave it 3 stars. That's, July
Yeah,
or
it's a solid 3.
June 26th. Like I had fun with it. I think the ideas were there. I don't think he knew how to close it. 'Cause I think
Yeah.
the ideas are very interesting. The concept's very, thriller, sci-fi-ish. Chris Hemsworth is great.
Chris
antagonist.
Hemsworth needs to do more comedy because like when he does comedy like this and not tied to a TD comedy, it's so good.
He's good because it's one of those. It's a good. I don't want to say horror comedy, but it's one of those thriller comedies where he's like taking it seriously.
It's very similar to like Cabin in the
Yeah.
Woods, but
Yes,
not like
exactly.
that extreme. Yeah.
Yeah.
It also has
Um,
like a Black Mirror kind of vibe to it.
Yeah, it's like a
Totally.
mix between those two.
And I think he performed very well. Like he is really good in this movie. Same for Miles Teller.
Miles Teller, I don't know, like Miles Teller,
really?
both
You
in
think he's
this
good?
and Top Gun, are like he's all right.
Whoa!
He's that crazy in Top Gun either.
Wow!
I don't know. It's just he
Hot
doesn't really
take
do
from
much.
Joshy. You're wrong, but okay.
Like he hasn't been good since Whiplash. What else has he been in since like Pain and Gain or what? Well, not Pain and Gain.
War
but,
Dogs.
War Dogs
War
is
Dogs.
really good.
I haven't seen that movie though.
I like
so-
War Dogs. That's him and Jonah Hill, right?
Divergent.
Yeah.
Yeah, War Dogs is good. He's okay.
Like,
in
Spectacular
Divergent.
Now and Whiplash is peak Miles Teller.
I agree, but I think he's great in Top Gun. Like the
You
movie
wanna
does
watch
not.
The Offer,
The Offer. Oh, that's the Paramount Plus series.
the
Yeah.
behind my Godfather.
The Godfather.
Mm-hmm.
I, don't know, I think he's all right in Top Gun. I,
Maybe
mean,
you're just biased.
I think he might be better here. I don't know.
What are you talking about?
I don't know.
Did
I'm
you just
crazy.
rewatch Top Gun?
I did, yeah. Top Gun's good.
Edgar, who are we talking to?
It's no,
Top Gun's
I'm
good.
joking. I
Good?
don't want to joke because Top Gun is fantastic.
Fantastic.
This is the same man that watched Cats twice in a year. So.
Yeah.
I started the year of Cats in a year of Cats. Perfection.
I don't know how you do that.
Because it's fun.
Yeah, I can't waste my life like that. I got too many important things to do.
I also watched something from Tiffany's. The new Christmas Zoe Deutsch rom-com.
Oh, the movie's called Something from Tiffany's.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was like, I was waiting for the something.
It's on Prime, and it's like it's not good or necessarily,
How did you hear
but
about this movie? What is this?
because it's Zoe Deutsch.
Oh, Zoe's in it. Okay, I didn't hear you.
I just
Sorry.
said that.
All right. I was so lost on the something. I'm like, what's the something?
yeah, me too. I thought
Something
he was
from
gonna say
Tiffany's,
something
the
like
store
Tiff.
Tiffany's.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. But no,
Very
it's like
good.
your Christmas rom-com. It's cute. It's not that
Okay.
great. The script's not that great, but
Zoe
it's crazy
Deutsch is-
how
Okay.
just automatically having Zoe Deutsch in the movie makes it like so much better.
Something.
She's
from
oozes
Tiffany.
chemistry and charisma.
Speaking of
Is
mid,
the boy in the good.
I saw Crimes of the Future.
No, it is
Yeah.
not mid.
Yeah.
That movie is.
Oh wait,
so
the girl
good.
from Percy Jackson's in something from Tiffany's. Leah
Yeah.
Jeffries. Oh.
Okay, let's talk about Crimes of the Future because I Did That's Not for Everyone. It's really weird and very horny and
That's not
very
the problem.
sad. I don't know. I think it comes together really well. Like I think the world building is phenomenal in that movie,
Yeah.
and
I-
Viggo Mortensen is like actually really good, and
Yeah.
Kristen Stewart, Lisa Joe. I really liked it.
I agree with like the performance being good. I agree with the world building because it is pretty immersive and you get an idea of how this universe works. But for me, like
Surgery's new sets.
yeah, I get that, but like I just didn't get the point. Like I found myself mostly bored,
I did
and
that.
it's not even like
It's very methodical.
yeah,
You would not catch me dead watching this movie.
No, Evan would hate this movie.
yeah.
I saw the trailer for wait, who directed this one?
Cronenberg.
Cronenberg.
Like I saw the trailer for the other Cronenberg, the Infinity Pool.
You don't like that?
It looked awful.
No.
It looked awful.
No.
You're not
Be
gonna
a
catch
god.
me dead watching that. She's fine.
Alexander Skarsgård.
I love him. That movie looks terrible.
No, you're wrong.
I'm good.
I
I'll watch it
haven't-
make
Oh my
like
God.
$5 opening weekend. I'm good.
It probably will make $5.
Did you watch Possessor?
The what?
Possessor?
Not at all.
It's so good too. That's Brandon Cronenberg's first movie.
Oh,
With,
that's the one that's been
Chris
trending on
Rabbit.
Twitter for a minute. Oh, that Possessor.
Yeah.
I've heard good
One
things
from
about that one.
2020.
The one where he's like a serial killer thing.
It's so good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Andrea Riseborough. is in it
Uh-huh.
Also.
I might watch that one. That looks fine. This one just looks too weird and crazy. I'm like,
That's the
I
point.
would-
no.
I would
Oh,
love
no.
to see like what would Evan hate more, Crimes of the Future or Men?
I still need to see Men.
I think I could watch Men because I just love.
I'm just waiting for it to come to Showtime. 'Cause, like,
I love the
don't wanna pay for it.
director. What's his name? Alex Garland, right?
Scarlet
Um,
Heart, yeah.
Oh, I mean, I'm not gonna watch that. Speaking of horror, that new movie with Ari Aster, Joaquin Phoenix, Skip,
Yeah, that is not
Yeah.
it for you.
Skip. I'm good. Yeah, that poster like freaked me out.
They should have kept the original title though.
Yeah, the original title is so much better.
What's the
Disappointment
title?
Boulevard.
Oh, Disappointment. Boulevard.
Disappointment Boulevard, yeah.
What's it called now?
Bo's Afraid.
Yeah.
Oh, is afraid. That's an awful title. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
tragic.
More mid. I watched Emily with starring Emma Mackey. It's not out here yet, but
I got scared for a second. I thought you
I was like, yeah, how big is Emily the Criminal?
yeah, I remember
Oh,
the
no,
camera.
no,
I'm like,
no.
wait.
it's like it's from TIFF. I heard a bit of buzz from it, and I was looking on other places, and I found it there. And it's not out yet here, but it's out in London, or not London, but like overseas. It's all right. It has Emma Mackey and Oliver Jackson Cohen from Hill House
Pretty
fame.
fast. Yeah.
It's all
What's it
right.
about?
It's about Emily Bronte, who's like the author of Wuthering Heights.
Love her. Yeah.
I don't know. I
Interesting.
wasn't really that interested in it.
Oh, it's like a serious drama.
It's a very serious like drama, and she's good. I don't know. It doesn't really do much for me,
Oh, okay.
but it
I
looked
wanna-
good like visually.
I want to continue on the mid train. This is kind of below mid, but I finally saw Morbius.
Oh,
Not good.
I haven't
Bob.
seen it yet.
Not good, Bob. Matt Smith is
never
trying
will.
his best. Matt Smith is great.
I'm
That's just
only
a good
I'm gonna pretend to think that movie is only the Matt Smith dancing scene. Then I'll be happy with myself.
It was fine. I mean, that scene was fine. The movie itself is very rushed and bad. Not great at all. The post-credit scene is probably the worst post-credit scene of all time. Next to Venom, the Venom 1's post-credit scene is also trash.
Oh yeah,
There's gonna be
Carnage.
Carnage. Awful. Awful.
Oh no, I like that one. It's
That one's
campy.
bad. We're in the weird red clown suit. Get out of
The
here.
wig was awful.
The wig is
Yeah.
horrendous. Horrendous. Like they got a corner of Party City or something.
The wig was so bad that they didn't even try in Venom 2.
Yeah. Andy Serkis is like, get that shit off his head. Yeah, not good. I also saw The Invitation.
I haven't seen that yet.
Ooh.
It's like it was on Netflix. It was that
Natalie
vampire.
Emmanuel?
Yeah, Natalie.
Is it horny at least?
No.
Nah.
Yeah.
Nah.
It tries to
Damn.
be, but it just doesn't. It doesn't get there.
It's PG-13 horny, so
Ah,
Edgar,
boo.
I'm watching this like, am I crazy or is this supposed to be rated R? Because
I think that the director came out and said it was supposed to be, and there's like the radar
There's-
cut.
yeah. I think they've been
Okay.
doing that lately. Like I know Megan was supposed to be
I know
rated
Maiden.
R.
Yeah. that's-
Megan worked for PG-13.
Yeah.
I still need to see Maiden. I'm just trying to see
This
it
movie-
tonight or tomorrow.
They cut away from all the good stuff. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, something good happened. Cut away. Next scene. I'm like,
Really?
What just happened?
They basically spoiled the whole movie in the trailer, so that I don't really need to
Yeah.
watch it.
That's the thing. Okay, so I know the
Uh-huh.
premise going in because I've seen the trailers, as in everybody else in the world. But the good stuff doesn't happen until the last 20 minutes of the movie.
Really?
Not even 20 minutes, like the
Probably
last
15
10
The
minutes.
Indians like the only
It's
interesting
crazy.
stuff.
They try and make this a mystery.
You did
but we
spoil
know.
for me. What happens?
I mean, basically, she gets inducted into this vampire family.
That's what we
Spoiler
know.
alert.
Yeah. I mean,
That's what
it was in the
It's-
trailer.
There's
It was in the
nothing
trailer.
to spoil. There's nothing to spoil because it's in the trailer.
There is something to kind of spoil, but it is in the trailer. I think they show in the trailer how she kills the main guy with the fire.
Wait,
Oh,
really?
Yeah, I think it's in the trailer. And that's kind of how the movie ends.
Yeah, it does.
And like
Wow.
the ending of the movie is her like getting like vampire powers, and I guess she goes
Oh,
after
yeah, she
like after the people that wronged her or whatever.
This had probably the most.
Is it her
jarring-
family though?
What?
Is it her family? Like she's going after her family?
Technically, it's like
Technically,
far off
Like
removed
cousins
family.
and stuff?
Yeah.
yeah.
This last scene is like one of the most jarring scenes I've ever seen in the year. Like because Edgar, like it ends. She's with her friend now. It's just like 1 week later.
Yeah, I don't know where the friend just popped
Oh, it
up.
does that shit?
Out of nowhere, she's like, "Yeah, I think he's in that bar." And they walk across the street, and it's like end credits. I'm like, "What the
Wait, what?
yes?" I'm like,
It just like ends like that? Like,
"Are you gonna kill him in a bar in broad daylight? Like what's happening?" It was so.
It doesn't even show
weird.
like what.
No.
Wow.
No, it just ends. I'm
Wow.
like, "Are you setting up a sequel? What are you?"
Like this movie tries to be like Ready or Not, but like
yes.
vampires.
I fear it's like
and-
Twilight
and
mixed with Ready or Not. At least
Yeah.
That's what it tries to be.
And it fails at both of those
Yeah.
because it's not romantic and it's not thrilling. It's just so boring.
I
I'm
feel like
watching
this
it.
movie, if they would have focused, like when writing the script, if they would have focused on the relationship between like the quote unquote villain and her, like developing that relationship, that would have been like the core, the heart of the movie. But like the movie just doesn't care to do anything with them.
It doesn't. Like you immediately watch him, like, oh, he's sus, as you're supposed
Yeah.
to. But then, like, the movie does nothing with his character, nothing with their relationship, nothing with the other supporting cast members. It tries to be like shocking and surprising, but again, we've all seen the trailers. We know what's happening. So I was waiting for it to be like jumpstart in the first act, but again, it's the last 10 minutes. I'm like, this whole movie is a waste. And even then, last 10 minutes is just her running away and then just killing people. It's like,
Yeah, and the chapel and whatever,
Yeah.
which is in the trailer again. Like the entire third act of the movie, it's in the trailer.
because they knew this, like, we can't market this shit. Nothing happened in this movie.
Nothing happens.
Nothing
yeah.
happened. Yeah, it
The
was
only
weird.
kind of cool thing that I thought about was like how she keeps getting these like visions of like people getting murdered like in the house or whatever. But
Yeah.
again, like the movie doesn't do anything with it. So
It
doesn't
didn't
really matter.
explain it at all. Yeah, that was kind of weird. Good point. I also finally saw Smile.
I did too. That's not mid though. I really
Not
That's not
mid.
mid.
Not mid.
Oh.
You're right. Not mid. I give it
Yeah.
4 stars. It was a fun
Me too.
time. I saw it late at night around 3 a.m. with Nathan, and Nathan's like, Nathan notoriously just didn't like it. So we were rewatching it, and he was like, "So what do you think?" I'm like, "I'm vibing with this." He was like, "You know what? I might like it too." I'm like, "Yeah,
wow.
it's really good."
It's like it's
I was
crazy
shocked.
how creative it is. Like it's
Yeah.
very similar to I things like Invisible Man or The Night House.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't see Night
takes-
House, but yeah.
Night House is so good. It has really creative camera work and set pieces, and it's genuinely terrifying at times.
Yeah, and it's a directorial debut, and it's
Oh,
fucking
is
That's
it?
great.
crazy. Yeah. Wow.
Okay, nice. Yeah, it was fantastic. The trailers did this movie no favors.
Oh yeah, the marketing was horrible.
I was like, this looks so generic, smiling, so stupid. But then I'm watching
But like
it,
right from the first
oh, fuck.
scene, I was like, oh, there
Yeah,
actually might be something here. Like
Yeah.
it's very atmospheric.
The direction is
Oh yeah,
incredible.
it's so good.
There are certain transitions that I was just like, oh wow, like this is so clever. But yeah,
It's not like the best executed story, but I think it really works. Like
Yeah.
the style counteracts that.
I think it nails the concept of trauma and what it can do to a person. Like the actress did a phenomenal job, just like showing her degradation, I guess, from like the beginning of the movie to
Very
the very end.
gaslight driven.
Gaslighting.
Yeah,
By Invisible Man.
her boyfriend sucked.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
that entire
awful.
storyline is the only thing that it was kind of
Yeah.
like, eh.
Not
Like I didn't
great.
care.
She's like, oh,
The
what am I
Jackson
supposed to
boys.
do? You're crazy. I'm like, stop it.
But I think the ending is really good.
Ending really got me.
I love those type of endings where it's like, fuck
Yeah.
you, like we're doing this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like we just saw
Hey,
this
Krampus.
year, Krampus, and
Yeah.
what's the one you guys showed me? Oculus.
Oculus, yeah.
That was really ballsy too. I'm like, okay, damn. I guess we lost.
Also, really, really, really good creature design.
Oh yeah. For sure.
Oh man, that
The
was
effects aren't the best, but the design is really good.
that was disgusting to look at. That was foul, but that was really cool.
Also, something that I will never forget about this movie is the one set piece that I always think about is that entire children's party scene with the cat.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that was
Good.
fucked. That was fucked. Yeah. Poor guy. Poor
And
cat.
it's actually like kind of unexpected in how. the
Do we know?
ending played out.
Spoiler alert. Do we know who killed the cat? Was it her?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think that's what it's
really?
implied. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's fucked.
All right, back to mid.
Oh, you got more?
I watched Corsage
Wow. Oh,
with Vicky Cripes. It's like up for International Feature Awards this year.
You didn't like it?
It was alright. I
Hmm.
don't know. It didn't really do much for me, but she's good. Then I watched Spin Me Around, which has a phenomenal cast. It's Alison Brie, Aubrey Plaza, Alessandro Nivola,
Hello?
Fred Armisen, Debbie Ryan, Molly Shannon. This is it's alright. It's from do you know the movie Horse Girl or The Little Hours? Aubrey Plaza's
Mhm.
husband, I think. It's like, I don't know, it's interesting because it's really thin. It tries to like do one of those like wacky endings, but it doesn't really do it. It's about like this group of people who like get an invitation. They like worked in the culinary industry and stuff. They did an invitation from their CEO to like go to Italy for a week to like take classes and stuff. Then the CEO turns out like he's a creep. He takes all the women and like starts to like pick them up and stuff. Then I don't know. I can't really explain the movie, but there's a great thing where Aubrey Plaza and Alison Brie have really good chemistry in the first two acts, but then Aubrey Plaza just disappears from the movie. Like she disappears. Isn't really talked about.
That's so weird.
It's weird.
Huh.
And yeah, I don't know. It's all right. It's not good.
What else? What else is mid? Is that it?
you want to know what's mid?
Babylon?
mid?
What else?
Troll on.
That's shocking me because it's getting so much good reviews, but all I've heard is this mid.
Is it getting good reviews?
It has a 90.
I've only heard
rating.
Noah talk about it,
Me too.
and you.
And Edgar now.
You guys should
What
watch
is
it.
it?
I mean, honestly, I had a pretty good time watching it, but like, it's not good.
I don't even know what it is.
Like, you remember that shot from well, let me tell you like a little synopsis of it. They're like investigating, like, I think like a bomb went off like in some mines, like on, I want to say Norway. and like it woke up this creature that it's like a big troll, like the size of a building or whatever. That's basically the movie. But like
Huh.
the funny thing about this movie to me is that there's not one, not two, but several exact same shot composition as Kong Skull Island. Like you remember like that
What?
fish shot, that fish shot from Skull Island where the helicopters are like approaching.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's in the movie in this one. Like
Wow.
exact same like way
That's
that
so
it's shot.
crazy.
And also remember the 360 helicopter shot when they're like circulating Kong.
Mm-hmm.
That's also this in this
Wow.
movie. So, so it's honestly pretty. It's a pretty funny watch. Like
Okay.
if you guys like want to play like something dumb,
Is it a
honestly.
comedy or action comedy or what is
Nah,
it?
it takes it pretty seriously, but
Okay.
that's what makes it funny.
Makes it funny. Okay. It looked pretty interesting, not gonna lie, but yeah.
I watched Catherine Called Birdie.
Oh, with Ellie.
Lena Dunham's movie. Yeah, Bella Ramsey's starring, and like this movie's alright. No, it's a decent medieval coming age movie. You know how it goes.
Not the biggest Lena Dunham fan.
But the biggest takeaway is that Bella Ramsey is gonna fucking crush as Ellie. Like this is like all I needed. She's gonna do so well as Ellie.
But she
1
doesn't
week,
look like
baby.
Ellie. She didn't play the video game, guys. Oh my gosh.
Like all you need to be convinced is to watch this movie. She's
Yeah.
gonna be so good.
I'm fully convinced. I think she's gonna be great.
Just even in Game of Thrones, like she has like that sassiness
Yeah.
to her. So.
Great range. How dare she not play video games? Come on. guys.
Speaking of mid, I watched The Whale.
The Well, I had that in my mind.
I don't think the whale's mid.
I don't dislike the movie as much as Josh.
I think it's a
I don't
tinge.
think.
It's
I
a
don't think
tinge
it's-
above mid.
Yeah, mostly because of the acting, but other than that,
The acting's the only good part of the movie.
I like the acting. I like the ending.
The ending's too ham-fisted for me.
Ham-fisted.
It's very cheesy.
No, I think it really works.
I
I was
think-
getting very emotional towards the end of the movie.
For me, I think it didn't. They didn't. It didn't need. I don't know. Aronofsky was not the right pick for this movie. It needed way more sensitivity to it, and not like using the store to like treat it as like a body horror at points.
Mhm.
And I think the acting's good, but the script is bad, and like no character. Like Edgar was telling me, like none of the characters have any arts. Like there's some lines that are just bad from Sadie Sink and like, from other characters.
See, I don't. I don't disagree about the arcs thing, but I think because we catch this guy towards the end of his life, for them to have a full arc would be kind of weird because the whole movie is telling you this is like the very last week of his life.
I'm not saying a full arc, but like
But
there's no character change at all.
Yeah, Sadie Sink's character she remains about the same as when she
Yeah.
enters the picture.
which I wasn't really upset about. I think that works from her perspective. A guy who she hasn't seen in so long, for her to get along with the father that's been missing in just 5 days, to her completely change
Mhm.
would be kind of jarring. I did like.
I'm not
her,
saying completely changed, but like just to not be just one note during the whole movie.
Yeah.
That's kind
Also,
of fair.
for
But,
me, like a character that
I-
I really like, probably the only character that I like in the movie, that is Hong Chao's character.
Yeah,
Like there's something that
it's
happens.
still one note.
Yeah, it's
for
still
me.
one note, but like there's something that happens towards the end of the movie, something that she finds out, and I guess we can spoil it. I don't know about
I don't
like
care.
him
Yeah,
having money, about him actually having money to pay for surgery and all that stuff, and like that entire like piece of the puzzle is very interesting. But like she just leaves, and there's
never
Yeah.
comes back.
there's nothing like
Exactly.
Yeah.
That happens a lot in this movie. Like
yeah.
people bring stuff up and just never talk about it again.
Mm.
Or, like-
I did like her connection though, because again, I like the vibe that. I guess I don't mind that it's one note because we're getting a glimpse to the last glimpses of their lives, so we're not expecting too many changes. But I like Hong Chao's empathy towards him. That remained very consistent throughout the beginning of the
Yeah.
movie to the very end. Their connection is very strong, and just how she relates to what happened to her brother and what happened to his boyfriend was very emotional and very powerful. especially towards the very end of the movie, the way that's explored and the way he's living his life and the way he thinks of himself. And I think that's why kind of the ending kind of like really.
I think
moved
it's
me.
like it thinks it's being way smarter and sentimental and like connecting with humanity and stuff than it is. I think.
I don't think
But
we're
it
trying to be
thinks it's
smart.
doing that. I don't know. It didn't come around for me at all.
Mhm.
I think the part that didn't work for me was like the whole he was trying to meld like religious subtext into this story.
Oh, that whole
which I
part of
don't
it
think really
was
worked as
weird.
well.
Yeah,
Aronofsky's always trying to do that. Like that's why I hated the last
I
movie.
hated Mother. Right? Like I didn't hate
Mother's
Mother, but
trash.
that ending was bad.
Mother's trash. I like this more than
Mother's
I could connect with this more than Mother. Like, Mother was just I had no idea what I was watching. This one I actually like.
Give me.
Brendan
I need
Fraser.
Black Swan Aronofsky back because Black Swan is phenomenal, but
I
like
love that
his
one.
last two are not good.
I guess I enjoyed this more than you guys. I liked Sadie Sink's character. I liked.
I think
Chow's
Sadie, like
character.
the performance is really good from Sadie Sink,
Yeah.
but I just didn't like the character. I didn't think it worked.
The only character I didn't like was the church, not church guy.
Yeah,
Tyson Kings or whatever his name's last
that's
name.
Iron Man kid.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he was.
Oh.
Iron
Yeah.
Man 3 or Iron Man what?
Iron Man 3, yeah.
Oh wow, he grew up.
Yep. Also, like somebody else that I think is pretty good in the movie that I think nobody's really talking about is
mom.
Samantha Morton. She's pretty
Yeah,
good.
She was really good.
for
She
sure.
came in at just the right time.
I think they like tries to juggle too much and like focuses on like one of the either like I don't know the religious stuff or the past relationship with the mother or the trauma from his boyfriend dying. If it focused on one of the three like solely, I think it could have been more executed better.
Yeah, I think it nails the brother part. I think it nails the him perceiving his life as a failure and trying to find purpose, trying to find like maybe I did something right because he's trying to find like if my daughter did something good, then I'm good, kind of in a sense. Like he can find success in her doing good. But yeah, the whole religious part just did not work for me. I'm like, what is the whole point of his character? It just did not work for me. But yeah, I think it's a nice ending. Is that it for mid? What else do we got?
What do you got?
That's
anything else
pretty,
for mid?
Babylon's mid. I'm kidding. I think that's no, I already talked about that. Oh, I saw Good Nurse. This year in December. Very good. It's not mid.
It's actually good.
It's a very It's a very good movie. I had no idea about the current event, or I didn't know like the true story of it all. But Eddie Redmayne, I'm not a huge fan of his, but he was really good in this one. Probably one of my favorite roles he's done. It's very unsettling, very riveting. I was never bored. Jessica Chastain is very good in this as well. Their relationship as it unfolds is very surprising. They have great chemistry together. The whole detective mystery of it all was very surprising. I did not know where this is going, and to know that this was actually a true story was very like wow. I really liked The Good Nurse. I would really recommend it for people. Performances are great.
It's one of those that like I need to catch up on, but I don't know if I will.
Yeah.
But like I was looking through his filmography, but I don't think I've seen like many Eddie Redmayne movies. I've only seen Chicago 7 and Aeronauts.
No Fantastic Beasts.
You haven't seen any single of them?
No, but Aeronauts is like legitimately great. I love that movie.
Aeronauts.
It was 2019. It was like it was Felicity Jones and Eddie Redmayne like in a big air balloon.
What?
It was Amazon Prime.
Never heard of this movie. Yeah, I still haven't watched the last Fantastic Beasts movie. I refuse to watch it.
It's all right.
I heard.
Just to go over some other not mid but like good movies I saw during this catch-up period. Matilda the musical,
how was it?
really good.
Really good. Yeah.
The music's great. The set pieces are really well done, and it's nice seeing like a big blockbustery musical like this with that much money behind it.
Blockbuster, but Netflix buried this thing.
Yeah. Well, like it's because it came out like theatrical in England or like overseas in UK, but Netflix just got the rights here and buried it. Then The Woman King I finally watched.
Oh.
It's solid.
I love The Woman King.
Yeah,
I think it's like a really solid, well shot action epic.
I think
like good performance.
what Gina does. What?
no, I'm not just saying top 20.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Really?
I think it's in my top 20 or top 30 or something like that. I think the direction of this movie is amazing. Gina should be getting a lot more praise for handling this historical epic in a way that the action scenes are riveting, but also the character moments are very strong. There's a certain depth in this movie that really hits home. Yeah, Lashana Lynch's character is incredible. Susu and
Batty,
yeah, amazing. Melody Davis, of course, is always amazing. Their chemistry as a trio was phenomenal to watch.
Yeah, John Boyega's like really charismatic.
John Boyega's killing it. Like, performances across the board were good. The historical elements were handled with care. The action was crazy good.
It's really well shot.
Really well shot. Like I was just blown away. Like it does what it's supposed to do very well. I had a great time watching this. One of those emotional historical epics that I can see myself watching again and again. Really good. Should be getting some awards praise, but it's not going to get much.
Yeah,
maybe Viola. Yeah,
maybe. I also watched. Speaking of awards, the one like the big documentary that was snubbed from the shortlist. I watched Goodnight Oppie.
Goodnight Oppie.
And I loved this movie.
Did they say goodnight?
They said Goodnight Oppie, yes,
awesome.
and it is. Awesome. I cried during that scene.
Of course I did.
It is like, it's like probably overly sentimental, and or like silly, and like very like, hey, NASA's good, but it works.
Is it pro NASA?
Pro NASA. I think the VFX work to like recreate some of the scenes with the actual rover is gorgeous, like from ILM, and like is packed full of emotion if you even care slightly about space exploration.
Okay, wow, yeah, I gotta check.
And like, there's some great needle drops in this movie.
This is a documentary or
documentary? Yeah.
Okay.
It's probably one of the best ABBA needle drops.
Oh, you love ABBA.
And the ending is great, and it just really got me. It's beautiful.
Okay, nice.
And what else? Before we get to the bid two,
I have a few couple we can skim through.
Bardo. I mean, Edward Bardo.
Bardo's really
great. Very
that
good.
Movie. I feel like if I rewatch that movie, it might crack. Like
it's one of those movies where like it's all right when we're watching it, but it just stays in your mind.
Yeah. That ending.
The dance sequence is the best of the year. One of the best needle drops. One of the best scenes of the year.
Some would say
there's like Evan. There's a one-shot dance sequence in a hall full of like probably hundreds of people during COVID.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like a 5-minute one shot.
Yeah.
Holy
and
shit.
It is magical.
Maybe I'll watch that clip. It's like 3 hours long. I'm not watching that.
It's 2:40 now, but it's still very long.
Oh, even better.
But it's like it's really fascinating. I think it's like a very overly ambitious but natural progression of Birdman. It like takes some of those similar themes of fame and like what we are. I don't know, like what like you for me like as a person.
Yeah, like the way that I could describe it is like
it's very like I said, a very like natural second step from what he's saying in Birdman.
Yeah, like this movie really made me think about like what I don't want to say like famous, but like whenever like somebody like from another country and comes over here and becomes successful, whether it is film or in this case in the movie journalism or whatever, like you would think that they would be super celebrated back in their country, but like what often happens is that they're just criticized for like the most minimal things possible. For example, in this movie, like one of the big things that the characters and his family are like dealing with is like
Mm.
they're Mexican, but like they live in the U.S. and like his kids are like, it's not that they don't really like the Mexican culture, but like they seem themselves more like from like America, like that's their home for them. So like, how is that dynamic? Like the balance of that dynamic, like having like basically two cultures living two cultures. So I really like that aspect. I don't think the movie really portrays the themes the best way.
It's very messy.
Yeah, like
It's definitely tries to say way too much, but
yeah,
I think it does a good enough job, but doesn't like execute it the strongest.
yeah, it's also very fantastical. Like I think like if you're not
Yeah.
into it, like by the opening scene in the nursing in the nursing
Did you like
scene,
Birdman, Evan?
I love Birdman. Yeah.
You should watch this then.
yeah,
It's
Okay.
very similar to Birdman. Like even
Yeah.
it's more than I thought it would be.
Should I watch this or Elvis first?
ooh,
This.
uh,
Both are great though.
I would say Elvis
I
just
would
because of the
probably-
award race, but
Yeah, that's fair.
yeah.
Because not to talk about it, because we'll do it tomorrow, but I think Elvis is winning tomorrow.
Over Top Gun?
Yeah.
Nah.
It's definitely between those two.
Mm-hmm.
I've had Top Gun winning Best Drama at the Globes for a while
I
now.
know.
I think
Well, tomorrow's to be filled with that, so we'll save it for then. But
are more people were like gonna like Top Gun or Elvis?
Elvis. I mean, I don't know. The Globes.
Top Gun has been
Elvis.
sweeping everywhere.
The
in terms of,
Globes
like,
gave it to
love.
Bohemian Rhapsody. Never forget that.
Top Gun didn't come out in 2017.
Dunkirk did.
Exactly. Dunkirk's trash. Next
True,
question.
too.
Next
All right.
question.
But yeah, back to Bardo. Like the lead performance, Daniel Jimenez Cacho is incredible. Like, he's
Okay.
great,
I'll finally
and
put it on my
cinematography
watch
is
list. I'll put it on my
like,
watch list.
gorgeous. What else? Edgar, do you have anything else? Besides the bid two?
Next exit.
Oh, you watched that?
Yeah, I watched that. It's really good. I don't think I think like if the ending was like pulled up better, I would definitely love this more than I
100%.
do. But I think this movie does a really good job at balancing comedy and drama, especially with such a delicate subject matter about like
Yeah.
suicide and all that stuff. But like the lead performances are really good. Like
Katie Parker, Rahul Cooley are incredible.
yeah, especially Katie. Like she's really good. Like I hadn't really seen most of her work. I mean, I've seen her mainly through like Mike
Flanagan.
Flanagan, but
Yeah.
outside of that, like haven't really gotten familiar.
Watch
with
it.
her
You guys
work.
need to watch Absentia, which is Flanagan's first. Like she's great in that.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, like this movie is just really good. And Karen Gillan, like she had a pretty good year, 2022. Like she had a bunch of movies this year.
This Duel, Guardians Holiday Special.
Mm-hmm.
What else?
I feel like I'm missing the bubble, I guess, if you want to count it.
Oh, you.
But yeah,
But yeah, this movie is like crazy. Like, it really balances a lot of genres really well.
yeah. The horror aspect of this movie is really good, even though it's not really present. Like it's still there.
Yeah. This is from Danny Elfman's daughter directed this.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
It's a little nepotism here.
Nepo baby.
Apple baby.
Hmm.
But I think it's really good. It's like it's to put it simply, Evan, it's like a road trip dramedy with a bit of sci-fi horror.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I like all of that.
Speaking of horror,
I think you'd like this movie.
Where's it at? Where's it streaming at again?
I just rented it.
Oh, you rented it.
Speaking of horror, Bones and all, watched it towards the end of the year.
Yes.
Evan's number one, I believe. Right?
It's my number two. I rewatched Top Gun. I'm like, yeah, it's number one. But Bone Smell is number two.
What a
Bones and
wait.
all, what a picture.
forget you put this. You didn't like this as much as we do. Huh?
Who, me? Yeah.
Yeah.
I still really liked it. Like that first big what the fuck moment towards the beginning of the movie
It's
with
crazy.
the finger. It's like I was like, what the fuck? Like I watched the movie like not at right after.
Did you know
I
what it
woke up.
was going in?
I kind of had an idea. I kind of heard like jokes about it online, but I really I thought the movie was gonna be about Timothy being the weirdo in the situation and her trying to adapt to his life. But I guess it was kind of like the other way around.
Mhm.
But yeah, like Mark Rylance in this movie.
Should be winning Best Supporting Actor.
Yeah,
He's great. I mean, he should be nominated, but yeah, he's amazing.
Mike.
This is
Yeah, Michael Stolberg in that scene.
Another like scene stealing monologue.
Yeah, this entire movie is just really good. Like that moment in the hospital when she goes visits her mom and after like trying to look for her.
Like this is a movie where I really loved coming out of it, but hasn't left my mind since. Like that ending is perfection.
Oh my god,
It is
tears,
heartbreaking.
tears.
It is beautiful. Like
people talk about the writing and Bones and all, like for adapted screenplay, but Luca
Guadagnino's like he's one
he
of the
should
best
be
right
up
now,
there for
man.
best director in my opinion.
Yeah,
because he is just the direction of this movie is it's very subtle, it's very Luca, but it's very good, very well shot movie. There's some beautiful.
He's one of my
shots.
favorites right now.
Has he ever been nominated for best director, even for like Call Me by Your Name?
No.
Was he not nominated for Call Me by Your Name? Best director?
Oh shit, that's aggressive.
That's screenplay, but I don't think that was director.
Man, that movie.
But Call Me by Your Name, Suspiria, which I fucking love.
I love
this.
Never seen it.
You need to watch it, Evan. Actually, I don't know if it would be for you.
It's not for me.
Yeah.
I saw her looking at the mirror and hands and shit. I'm like, I'm good.
But he has probably one of the best movies of this year coming, Challengers.
I can't wait for that.
Zendaya, Mike Feist in a like sports romance movie. Like, come on.
I can't tell if that's gonna be great or just like a great comedy. But
I mean, Toluca has never done a comedy though, so
yeah. So I'm kind of like,
very
how's that gonna work? It's very interesting. But it's a challenge for the challenger. Get it?
But Mike Feist and Zendaya, like, come on.
Damn, that's
already winner.
But yeah, Bones and all, the score is amazing. The performances are amazing.
Oh my god, the score.
Oh god.
Best original song of the year.
Yes.
I don't know why it's not being nominated. It's so good.
I'm listening to it all the time. All the time.
So good.
It's great.
It's also like Andrew Holland's like monologue throughout the movie is really solid. It really puts you in the vibe of the movie.
Talk about an actor who's like so underappreciated.
Mm-hmm.
Andre Holland. He's so good. Never
great editing as well in this movie. They do a lot of like
that ending is like with the song playing over it. It's just heartbreaking.
It's heartbreaking. And the romance is so
well done.
It's so well developed.
That last shot of them just like on the hill.
Oh, this movie is too good. Like the more I think about it, the more I love it because like their connection. It's not just like, ooh, I love this guy. It's what they bring to each of their arcs. Like she's always looking for a purpose, identity. He's always looking for like a close connection aside from his family, who he also very much loves, at least his sister. And the way they both impact each other in a positive light, and they get that one moment of happiness. It's perfect. 5 stars.
Very
5
good.
stars.
Yeah. Also, just seeing them like navigate like why they do what they do, like that scene when Timmy's character kills that one dude like on the side of the road or whatever, and then she tries to go back and sees like that he has a family or whatever.
Brutal.
Like brutal. Also, the one thing that kind of took me out of the movie, and it's not necessarily a bad thing, but I was like, oh, you're here, was seeing David Gordon Green in the movie.
Oh, where's he at?
He's in that? See, I don't know what he looks like, so
he's the partner that Michael
He's the director of the Halloween movies.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know what he looks like though.
Yeah, he's the guy that's with Michael Stolberg's character.
Oh, he's the other guy.
Yeah, he's the other guy.
Yeah. Interesting.
Taylor Russell, give her every role.
Oh my god.
Give her everything.
So good.
I've seen like she's in the same league as Caitlin Deaver. I'm like, if I see Taylor Russell in something, I'm watching.
Like escape room movies, she's great in them.
She's great. She's what makes those watchable. Like, give me 4 more escape rooms with Taylor Russell. She's great. I love her and everything.
I have a few more. I watched The Eternal Daughter with Tilda Swinton playing both the daughter and the mother. It's very art house. It's like a art house gothic horror.
Interesting.
But it's from the same director as The Souvenir and The Souvenir Part 2. And as someone who loves those movies, I adored this movie. Because like it is, I don't want to spoil it for you guys since I don't think you watched it.
I've seen it.
Have you seen it? It's like a very loose sequel to those two movies. And it does so, like, it reveals itself as that in such great ways. And it's just like, it's about like, do we really know our parents, and will we ever do that? Will we ever know them? It's very similar to After Sun.
2022 was the year about parents issues.
Like, it's honestly like would be a great double bill with After Sun.
That's very true.
But I think it's simple, but like as it reveals itself, it's very complex.
Yeah, I do appreciate
I
how. Yeah, I do appreciate how quiet, profound, even slow it is. But like for me, it doesn't really.
They won't for you
like,
as much.
Yeah, it doesn't really work.
You should watch the Souvenir movies, because I know it would probably work a lot better. And like the editing is insane in that movie.
Also, I don't know if right before we go to the big two, White Noise. Have you guys seen White Noise?
Oh, great movie.
Yes, White Noise. Love that movie.
Dialogue is off the charts. Really good stuff.
The way it balances so many genres and tones is insane. Like it goes from like absurd quirky comedy to Spielbergian adventure to like atmospheric horror to like crime noir.
Yeah,
it's crazy the ambition that's shown here.
Yeah.
It should be criminal how good of chemistry Adam Driver and Greta Gerwig would have.
Yeah. I don't think it fully comes together fully. Like,
so fucking funny.
But I think just the ambition is good enough for me.
Yeah, and they have a great scene when they're arguing in a bedroom together. I don't want to get into spoilers.
Oh yeah.
But it's just really good argument scene. Because the dialogue off the charts, the whole family dynamic I thought was very good.
Yeah, very good
dynamic. Very great dialogue, and yeah, like what Josh said, like there's so many different tonal switches, but it's all super interesting. You're never bored. It's all very intriguing. It all builds off of each other. So, and the ending sequence,
the best credit sequence of all time.
Yeah,
it's
of all time.
Yes, it's so good. It's so good.
How many all-timers has Josh said in this podcast?
This year, man, it's a great year.
It is a great year. But yeah, you're right. That thing was.
There will be 2 more all-timers coming later.
Oh boy.
Oh, okay.
Also watched She Said finally.
She Said.
I really liked She Said.
I liked it more than I thought it would. It worked a lot better.
It's really good, isn't it?
I really liked it. Yeah.
I think the supporting cast is better than the 2 leads. I mean, I think Zoe Kazan.
I mean, supposedly, like that's purposefully though.
Yeah, because they're not supposed to be delivering like these super passionate scenes. The victims are the ones delivering the great performances. But I think it's very riveting, and like I said in my review, to have it end on that certain shot, that certain sequence, is very smart and very ingenious, but it really works.
I think like the real star here is the direction from Maria Schrader. The way she handles the subject, and like it's very like straightforward, but out of necessity, and it's very urgent in the way the story progresses.
She should be getting a lot more praise for this movie.
100%.
Yeah. I've seen a lot of people like dunk on the movie because it doesn't have much style, but like why would you want to put style on such a
I think the score from Patel gives it that style.
Yeah.
I think the score is really good.
I wasn't super it wasn't as riveting as I was expecting it to be, but overall I think the subject matter was handled well.
It's better than fucking Shadow 7. I'll say that.
Oh, definitely. Not even close. Yeah.
Or like those types of movies that we've had in the past couple years.
Oscar bait movies.
Yeah.
Didn't Brad Pitt produce this?
Yeah, that's the one thing that's like kind of a sad irony behind it.
To me, the funny thing about that is that didn't he produce Blonde too?
Yeah. I mean, he didn't really produce it. It's just his production company, Plan B. It does these movies. But it's interesting to have him like as a producer, but also he's like had these big allegations and all that stuff. It's interesting.
My final pick before we go into the big 2, Decision to Leave.
Yeah,
my number 3 of the year.
Really good.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here. He's done. Don't pull a fucking it's good here.
I think Park Chan-wook does not miss. To be able to create a great, captivating thriller, mystery thriller, turned into romantic thriller, to perfection. I think the editing is insane, ingenious, incredible. I think their relationship, the way it evolves, the way it twists, the way it turns, all so well done. The mystery is very strong.
The thing about
The
Descend to
shots
Leave
are
for me
great.
is that like the mystery isn't the strongest, but it ended up being one of the
Oh.
best love stories of the past
Yeah.
few years.
I actually really liked the mystery because
It's very like
it leads you in one direction, but then you don't want to
I
go
think
into
it's
that
kind of
direction.
predictable, but
I think it's
maybe
pretty on the
purposefully
nose.
predictable.
But it's one of those things where you're charting him. You're like, I think it's this person, but is it? I mean, like, because I'm really good at
I
this
think it
detective
was most
mystery
of the time.
stuff. Yeah, but like because there's no other characters in the movie in a sense.
Yeah.
It's just
But
them two.
I think it's like
Um,
not really about the mystery as much.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, at least for the first half, and then the second half kicks in, and then it's like, okay,
Yeah. Once
it's
they
about-
like
it's about
leave
this.
to the other place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you get into that. But it was all very interesting, and just seeing him be a detective, but seeing his occupation get challenged by his romance for her was very good.
And talk
And
about
then-
style, like the cinematography and
God.
editing in this movie is off the charts.
it's
The cross-
incredible.
The cross cutting between him exploring the mountains and what actually happened. It's so
And the text
It's so
bubbles,
cool.
what they do with the text messaging in this movie,
Yeah.
crazy.
It was really good. It has also one of my favorite lines. Now I'm forgetting it now, but it's when they're in the mountains. Slight spoiler alert for Decision to Leave, but when she says like the moment I fell in love with you, like was this certain special moment, and he's trying to remember. It's like,
Oh, yeah.
what? And he
The
goes
editing
through.
there is
He goes
crazy.
through the radio or the recorder trying to remember, and then he's on the beach. I'm like, the whole
that is-
last 15 minutes, I'm just like edge of my seat. I'm like, oh my god, very
Mhm.
similar to Bones and all, where I'm just like captivated completely. Yeah, it took me by, it took my heart, shattered it, and did everything. It was great.
two really tragic love stories.
I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
that's my genre, baby. Tragic love story.
Okay, let's get to the bit two. Wait, do you want to talk about Willow a bit, Evan? Because I know you've been watching that.
Oh, yes, renew Willow, please.
I need
I would love
catch up.
Willow season 2. But yeah, quick tangent to Willow. Willow is one of the best TV series of 2022. It is fantastic. It's romantic. It's earnest. It's mythological. It's adventurous as hell. The first 2 episodes take a while to sink your teeth into like the dialogue. It can come off as kind of cheesy, but the 1980s Willow is also very cheesy. But once it settles down and you get to really know the characters, this show is just shines because the character relationships are incredible. The character journeys are like, I think, perfect. The way these characters are like traversing their different paths, and every single character gets a very good, well-established, complex arc. It's very interesting, very impactful. Episode 7, the latest episode before the finale, was just amazing. Like, it's shot beautifully. This is like one of the most beautiful, not only Disney Plus shows, but just shows I've watched in general. In the last
I've seen some shots like from the cinematography, and sometimes I just I say to myself, "Is this supposed to be Disney?"
Yeah. I'm like, you're
I
shocked.
really
Like,
need to catch up.
like, is this like the show that gave us Kenobi? I mean, I love Kenobi, but this show is like, it looks beautiful. The production design is
Mhm.
immaculate. I love the show so much, and like I've become so obsessed with each individual character and where they could possibly go in the future, what it means to them. Like, I'm so in love with the show, and the finale is on Wednesday. I don't know what I'm going to do with myself after the show is over because I am completely obsessed. I just need John Kasdan to get a blank check and just like do seasons 2, 3, 4, and 5, just for my heart to be at ease, because it's that good. But yeah, I really recommend you guys catching up. It's really good. Really.
How
good
many
stuff.
seasons do you think the show can last? Like,
One.
Shut up. Because I don't think there's so much in the show in terms of lore, in terms of character progression, that I don't think you could
It should
end
be
in one season.
there their Lord of the Rings, their Game of Thrones easily.
It could easily be that. Like, this is a guaranteed season 2 should happen, but I think it can cap out at 3. But I mean, I could also see myself watching this for 6 seasons or whatever. Like, it's just that good. There's so many different characters.
The question of will.
But I don't see why Disney Plus. I've been arguing this. Like, Disney Plus, usually they'll give us like a season 2. Like, I've watched a couple of Disney Plus shows outside of Star Wars and Marvel, and they at least
except the season 2 is like they throw it all on one date.
Yeah, which is weird. Yeah.
But there's this great little show that I watched the first season of, Diary of a Future President.
Wimpy Kid.
Huh?
Wait, is it Wimpy Kid, that one?
No.
What's the other one?
Diary of a Future President has Gina Rodriguez as like a
yes.
director, producer, and it's like a very good like obviously teenager focused like comedy, but also deals with like a lot of like big issues and stuff. I thought it was really good the first season, but then second season they just threw it all on one day, binge release, and forgot, like, didn't even say anything about it.
They did the same for this other show called The Big Shot on Disney Plus, and I mean, High School Musical had what, 4 seasons, 3 seasons?
They did the same with that, I think, too, right?
But at least
season 3 now.
How many seasons is it? 3 seasons? Like, give me 3 seasons of Willow then. Like, I understand the production.
Willow's a lot more,
a bit more expensive than the other Disney Plus shows, but come on, this show has such a passionate fan base. I would die if it doesn't get a season 2.
Especially the fact that like it actually has a good queer relationship at the forefront.
Yeah,
like for a big fantasy, even fantasy in general, like that's rare.
It's just one of the best fantasies I've seen in a long time. It's just so happy, earnest, joyful, while going to some dark places as well with certain character arcs.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and catch up for Wednesday.
It's very loyal to the first.
I love the first 2 episodes.
Yeah, the first 2 episodes are really good, and like the whole chosen one dynamic. It's very Star Wars too. If you love Star Wars, you'll love Willow. So yeah, that's my pitch.
Yeah, I think.
All right.
I haven't seen the show yet, but I'm just gonna say the something on this.
Yeah, continue.
Huh?
The best, like, I think the best thing that I've heard about the show that kind of like sold me on wanting to watch it is how somebody describing like if George Lucas made Star Wars because he thought movies in the 70s were getting too cynical, like Willow kind of feels like that, but for modern fantasy.
100%. Which isn't to say like the cynical fantasies, like House of the Dragon, Game of Thrones.
Not that it's bad. Yeah,
exactly. It's not that it's bad, but it is an answer for those wanting like happy, like
playful,
fun fantasy adventure.
That still goes to dark places.
Still goes to dark places and can handle complex YA, young adult, like growing into who you should become kind of themes.
But not being like overly mature.
Exactly. It's just, it has it all, man. I love the show. So let's talk about the big 2 already.
Oh, let's do Avatar first, because.
Oh my God, Josh is best for last already.
I mean,
I'm hosting this one first. It did come out first, too.
You fuckers. Oh, now we're doing a release order. Okay. Heaven forbid about Puss in Boots in the first 10 minutes. Anyways, Avatar 2 was really good. I mean, as a person who just, the first one is fine. It's perfectly fine. This second one,
get out here.
I
don't disagree. Yeah.
I mean, the first one for me, just the story, the emotion, I didn't care in the first one. I just didn't care. Even having rewatched it, I'm like, I just don't care about the characters. This second one completely changed my tune. I think the character work is great. I think the family dynamic is really special. The emotions actually really hit. One of my favorite scenes, I mentioned this on another podcast, but one of my favorite scenes of the year. This is full spoilers for Avatar 2, by the way. Full spoilers for Avatar 2. One of my favorite scenes of the year is at the end of the movie when Jake has that flashback when he's teaching his son how to fish or hunt, something like that.
God. Just fucking tears.
Super powerful scene. It's really good. The whole family dynamic was so rich, powerful. It could teeter on being annoying with the whole son disobeying dad thing all the time. but
See,
it
that's
felt
just like
it felt
that's
real.
cliche, but that's what Cameron does. He like makes cliches work.
Yeah, it was cliche. Like my dad hated this movie just because of that whole. Like he's like the son's stupid. But I'm like, I didn't mind it because I think the end result was like the son was such an important and vital character to the movie,
Yeah,
and his connection to like Kaya Khan, and just the whole
Icon the homie.
father son dynamic was really good. But yeah, overall, yeah, I think it was even just as technically marvelous as the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look,
Great time.
Avatar.
go for it.
Do you want to go first?
I'll go
okay.
first again. Okay.
You go first.
All right. I'm saying this as somebody who really, really likes the first movie. Like, I think I love the flaws and all, but like, I do understand the complaints about the characters feeling very one note. Like in the first one, Jake Sully, like he's a straight up fucking idiot. He's a straight up fucking idiot.
Even Quaritch in the first one.
Yeah, like he's very cartoony. He doesn't really fit in.
Evan, who's Twerts? Do you know that name?
Yeah, he's a bad guy.
Yay!
Hey.
Come on.
Like you were saying, Josh, like it's Cameron taking cliches and trying to make them work. And even though overall I do think that Avatar does work, I think why The Way of Water is even better is because of the family dynamic. Like 100%. It makes it way more believable, way more sympathetic. You actually care about the stakes. Like it's not just about like this, oh, like the big trees are in danger or whatever. It's about the family being in danger. So that entire dynamic, and also the villain, which is the same villain from the first one, but you actually kind of like give a shit about him. Like he's not just evil for being evil. You can see some emotion kind of like creeping out of him because of like the whole spider dynamic. So
Spider sucks. That's Spider.
That's a spider.
I did not. That was my one big thing. Like, I don't think spiders developed very well. It's one of those things
not the
where
best
I'm like,
performance.
I
think the character works what it is, especially setting up future movies.
That's the thing. Like he seems like a setup to me. Like I'm watching this. I'm like, I feel like I would care more about your character in Avatar 3 than I do now.
See, like we can say that, but I still fucking cried when the Sun for a Son line happened.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I was just bawling throughout. Like on my second viewing, I was bawling during that whole like 30 minutes.
Sun for a Son?
That's beautiful.
I will say Spider, I think in this movie works excellent as a plot device, more so as a character.
Because
he's there to like kind of make us care about the villain in this movie, not so much about like his actual like personality, because he doesn't really have much one other than just being like feisty. But
it was weird because he doesn't like them, and then he's teaching them how to fly, and then they burn a village, and he's like, I didn't know this was gonna happen. Yes,
it's all over the place. It's all over the place.
It seems like the development was happening like off screen, like in between.
Yeah.
I didn't get it. I was like, do you care for him? Do you not care for him? Like it was too topsy turvy for Spider. Hopefully, I like him better.
Saved him, then just left him.
Then saved him, and he left him. I'm like, what do you want with this character? Should I care?
It's not the most. It's not the best executed, but I don't care.
And then Lettieri puts a dagger to his throat, and it's never talked about again.
Not yet. Not yet.
Oh my god!
You got 5 more movies.
It's this whole Marvel Cinematic Universe thing where it's like, oh, Scarlet Witch, she's not dead. She can be back.
Exactly,
like,
she's not dead.
I don't care. I'm watching a 3-hour, 5-minute movie. You have time to fit in one scene where he says that was fucked up.
I will say though, you can tell throughout the movie that he's actually scared of her, not just because of that scene, but
you can tell
all the way from
there.
There's a vibe, yeah.
There's a vibe. There's a weird vibe there.
Yeah. He's not coming to family dinner.
Okay. Here's my journey with Avatar.
Oh boy.
I watched it in 2009. Didn't remember it.
Not at all.
Thought it was like all right. I don't know. I don't really remember watching it in theaters. I didn't really have it.
The time, right?
Yeah, I think so. But until this year in September when they put out the remaster, that's when it won me over. Like that, watching that in IMAX 3D on the fucking whatever. I actually I actually connected to the movie like a lot more than I thought it would with that rewatch. And like the beautiful moments, like
slapping plants.
Yes. Of them, like the first Banshees moment is just like magical. And so like I was into Avatar now, but not as much as Edgar and some other friends. But then The Way of Water comes out, and I fucking adore this movie now. Like it is just, it's crazy. Like just like we've been saying, the story's not as strong in the first one, but it doesn't really matter as much to me personally. But the story in this one, it works. It's very simple, but it's very effective also.
Yeah.
And the themes are there, and the family dynamics, like Edgar said, the best part of this movie, it really makes everything come together and click well. And like it's just packed with so much emotion, especially in that last hour, which is like just masterclass in blockbuster filmmaking. I think that last hour is.
Oh yeah.
It's like there's so much to it. It's epic, it's emotional, it's beautiful. It's like the states, like there's actual states that like have you nervous for characters that you didn't think you would be nervous for.
I was nervous for everybody. I was like,
Yeah.
you know, that's the beauty of it being in an original movie. Like you have no, because usually in Marvel movies, you're like, they're not going to kill off so and so. She's a comic book character.
Like I thought Jade Sully would die in the second movie.
Well, I mean,
Wait, no, I think he would, but it made me believe that was a possibility.
I was mostly nervous for the children in this movie. I was like,
We're in a tear.
Or in theory, yeah, they kept putting themselves in so much danger, and I'm like, oh man, like any scene, they keep going back into the danger. I keep getting more and more nervous, and eventually it did catch up to the older brother there. But man, it was like very riveting to be like anybody could die at this moment. I'm so nervous. Yeah. Like, I really felt that.
And here's another all-timer for you, Evan. This is probably the most visually interesting and beautiful movie I've ever seen.
Oh my god.
What? It is. Technically, it is. It is so impressive what they do with the underwater sequences.
Gee, that's a high bar.
What's the bar?
Other visually good movies. I mean, this movie looked good. I mean, I don't know. Dune was fantastic. Arrival looks beautiful. Like there's so many other beautiful looking movies. I don't know.
There's not many other movies where I just like cry and wow just by
cry in every movie, Josh. Cry in Goodnight Hoppy.
What if I just like a shot or a visual? I don't know what I'm saying. Like I
know what to me. I'm just playing with you. But
this movie has impressed the fuck out of me.
Yeah, I mean, to be able to care about a relationship between a younger brother and the whale, which is I did not expect that going into the movie.
Just like, and the scene of them hunting the other whale and actually like showing the death, like that's just so brutal and
that
like
was so unsettling. Ew.
It's crazy they got away with that at PG-13. Like it's just James Cameron is just on one with this movie, and I think
that's one of the reasons why this movie also works better than the first one, because like you can really tell that the first one, like one of the themes that it wants to tackle is like protect your forest or whatever, but like protect the forest, but like you don't really have a strong connection to the forest in the first movie. There's not a living thing that you can like feel like the stakes and like that they actually
whereas like
in danger, and then the whale
there's like the wildlife and stuff,
and you actually, the fact that they show it to you and it actually makes you care, like that's,
and you show Kate Winslet's character's reactions to it, like it's just beautiful. It's heartbreak. It's just everything. It's the movies. It's heartbreak feels real good here. It really is like why we watch movies.
Yeah.
I would say kind of weird that that tribe kind of disappeared in the third act, but other than
that is weird. But there's more movies, so I don't care.
Had James Cameron fallen into the sequel dilemma, there's more movies. Hopefully, like my movie better in 2024. God damn.
Yeah, I won't say this movie is perfect, but it just like
I know it's a very vibey movie.
It's very it just works so well for me, and it just overwhelmed me with so much emotion.
That's great. Like I had the feeling around watching this, I'm like, wow, I'm actually not bored by this. I'm actually engaged with the family dynamic. I could see myself watching
3 hours too.
Yeah, I can see myself watching it again. Like I don't think I'll see it in theaters again, but I'll catch it on Disney Plus again.
I'll try to catch it in Dolby 3D before.
I'm gonna try and it's what we have
till
February.
Thing was terrible, awful.
I mean, yeah, I agree, but it's worth it.
Can we have 3D glass? Can 3D contacts for once or something?
Or just like glasses with 3D. Yeah.
Just wait until Cameron cracks 3D without glasses.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen
happen.
eventually.
It's gonna
Like
happen.
4 or 5, yeah.
The third movie, he's gonna be like, these fire effects are next level. Like,
Gonna set
Honestly,
the theater
probably.
on fire.
yeah, you've never seen fire like this before.
40 ads.
You're gonna be,
But,
your seat's gonna be on fire. Yeah.
Like Inglorious
That's what
Bastards.
I was saying.
Oh yes, Inglourious
Yeah.
Basterds, one of the most visually appealing movies of all time.
Haven't seen it.
Oh my god.
Probably the best opening sequence of all time, and he hasn't seen it.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Speaking of
You haven't even
another,
seen Terminator 2, James Cameron's best movie.
okay,
Or Terminator.
whoa there,
for
buddy.
that matter.
It's
I don't
not
know, I'll
Whoa
get to
there.
it
It's the best
eventually.
action movie ever. Oh my
I mean,
gosh.
it's not Fast 5.
Have you seen Titanic?
I have
It's
not.
not.
You have.
But there's a good reason. It's hard to watch.
What's hard to watch?
You
Titanic?
can't. It's like not streaming anywhere.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
I see what I mean.
Wait, what?
I mean, yeah, not
4K.
like hard to watch, but like it's not really on anything.
Blu-ray's coming out this year, though.
I was looking just like normal Blu-ray. It's like
It's on
$50 on
Paramount Plus.
Amazon. It is?
Apparently.
No, I was looking the other day.
Look now, Bob.
I don't have Paramount Plus, so I wouldn't know.
I'll give you my login.
And
I have Nitty's login.
Guess too.
It's on Showtime. Oh, interesting. Okay.
But they're doing the Titanic re-release next month. Are you gonna go see that?
Yeah, I'm definitely doing that. Yeah,
Okay.
ooh, re-release.
I'm just
might
to wait
watch
for
that.
that now.
It was like the first 2 weeks in February are pretty dry. I think.
I think it's like Dolby. No, is it? Because I know Knocked at the Cabin is Dolby. That's like the first. That's like when probably Avatar will be out of
Yeah.
Dolby. But maybe Titanic will be just IMAX.
So Babylon, that happened.
So
That just happened.
another movie that like made you.
Makes you
Another
want to
movie
shit like an
that-
elephant.
Yes, and that makes you is like love why movies exist is Babylon.
I agree. I concur.
Yeah.
Hey, review, guys.
Babylon is a masterpiece, I think.
5 out
It
of 5,
is.
Bob.
5 out of 5.
Did you also give it 5 stars, Edgar?
Yeah.
Nice.
It is one of my favorite movies now. But like I'm a Chazelle whore, so of course it is.
I think
But-
this movie.
Evan, you go first.
Well, yeah,
Me?
let the haters.
Because you're not as
Me?
high on it as me, Edgar.
No. I mean, I really like the movie. I think the themes of the movie really connect. I think the best arc in the movie, the most clear arc, is Diego Calva's character.
Mhm.
I wish I could say they're the same for the rest of the characters. The rest of the characters don't have the best arcs in the movie. I see where they start, I see where they end, but I think it doesn't really come together as neatly.
I will
As
say
I
it's like
wanted it
it
to.
does kind of suffer from being a big ensemble piece.
Yeah, I think there's too
do agree with
much.
that.
There's too much. But by the time I'm watching the ending, I think the themes connect. I really hit that emotional high at the end. One of my all-time favorite endings of the year. Phenomenal. I think the score is great. The performances are great. For me, it just didn't really. I don't know. Like I was never bored, but I was never really engaged with their
Wow. That
with
is
their plight.
That's crazy.
Not even the
but,
college scene.
college scene.
Not
Oh
even,
no!
like,
There's certain scenes that I loved here. Like I love that college scene.
sunset scene.
I
like,
love the sound. Like that first introduction to sound. It's the same scene, right?
Yeah.
That scene's great.
Yeah.
Her first acting scene, where they're like just
That
go up on the
is
table,
just-
cry. That whole sequence where
the
Brad
whole
Pitt's
first
character.
day. on
Yeah, the whole
set.
first day.
That
Yeah.
whole sequence is like some of the best
Amazing.
fucking filmmaking I've seen this year.
Yeah, amazing. Oh, I didn't even know that was is that his wife as the director.
She's
That scene.
so good
She's
too.
so
Olivia
good.
Hamilton. She is so good.
She is so good. I was like, wow, she's like stealing the scene. I mean, Margot is a
Nepo baby.
Nepo baby, Nepo wife,
Wait, she's a Nepo, yeah,
Nepo
nepotism.
wife. Miguel Sapochnik. What? No, I'm kidding. Yikes.
Okay, let me
Cheers.
set the tone here. for
Also, real quick,
okay.
Margot Robbie was incredible. Like, she deserves a Best Actress nomination because she's always next level. With this
She's
movie
the
in
winner for me
particular,
this year.
yeah, this movie in particular just like she floored me from beginning to end.
Just like I'm someone who I really respect Tar, for what it does, but I'm not in love with it. But I do think Kate Blanchett straighten it, but I don't know. That movie didn't work as much for me, so I think Margot Robbie does a better job because I think the movie works better.
Interesting.
I don't know.
I still think Kate's
she's great. Did Julie Artistine? Amazing.
I think Kate, not only the best actress of the year, but just like the past couple years, like
she's one of the greats. Yeah.
Kate
Nightmare Alley, man, great Nightmare Alley.
She was a saving grace in that movie. I'll give you that. Garbage ass movie, but I think you put Kate's performance in Tar next to any of the like recent Best Actress winners, minus like Emma Stone in La La Land. I think she just like crushes everybody else.
Prince McDormand though last year was good.
She was good. Yeah, it's a very understated performance there. But yeah, she was good.
Okay, let me.
Anyways, yeah, talk to you about Tar.
Give me the room or the whatever the fuck. As someone who is my favorite director is probably Damien Chazelle. It has been since
2014.
Every movie he's done. This has been my most anticipated movie since it was announced. Like even more than like Dune and all those other ones. I'm just still shocked at how much I love this movie and how much it gets away with.
It gets away with a lot.
Like, what he's able to accomplish here is just insane. Like, it bounces a really fine line of being too self-indulgent to like really, but like it doesn't tip over that line. It's like on the edge of it. It bounces it really well, and it tells a story about like in this industry, which is an industry that both gives and takes. Is a story about dreams, about legacy, about finding your place,
leaving your mark.
But it's also a tragedy too. Like it's of this industry that just like can chew you up and just spit you out, despite the fame it gives you, despite the magic behind cinema. Besides, it's just like what he plays around in this movie it's ambitious, but it comes together really well for me.
Yeah, it's a love letter to movies, but a fuck you to the industry that makes it.
It's a love letter to cinema, but like you said, a fuck you to this industry.
Because the movies, they're constantly evolving, and that brings with it a lot of positives and a lot of negatives to people creating the movie.
This is like the line that stuck with me from Gene Smart's character. Your time today is through, but you spend eternity with angels and ghosts.
Oh yeah,
and that's just fucking the meme of writing on fire right there.
Yeah, that entire like monologue of her saying like, you might be the joke of the week right now, but like in 50 years a kid might find your work and be inspired by it. And that entire line it's not only a great way to
that monologue right there is the fucking movie. That's the whole point of the movie.
But it's a great
people
way
don't understand that
movie.
It's not just like chaos and zealotry and like decadence. It's like there's so much meaning behind it too. It's not just that. Like there's so much behind it.
There's a reason why movies are considered like this, the seventh art or whatever they used to call it. Like art is not something that it's something that keeps evolving, and it might mean something to you, but it might mean something completely different to somebody else. And like that's one of the reasons why I really like this movie. Like it is a mess. It tries to do so much, but like I don't really care because
I don't think it is a mess though, because it all comes together really.
I think the characters are pretty messy.
The way it handles it doesn't fully wrap each character's arc successfully, like as tight as a bow.
The theme though is tight. The themes
are as what works for me. Also the actual story behind it.
Another great way to analyze the characters is like how Diego Calva's character, like the era of the talkies as an opportunity for him to rise to the industry, but it's a complete chaos for somebody like Brad Pitt or Margot Robbie, who is just like on a constant decline movie to movie
Yeah.
because of the talkies. So it's honestly a really good like look at how the industry works. Like streaming
It's
right now might
so
be a
much more
benefit.
complex than people are giving it credit for.
Yeah, like it's almost like that La La Land treatment of what people thought that the movie was about, like Ryan Gosling explaining jazz, but it's
Oh,
not about that.
not at all.
This is, speaking of La La Land, this is like the
Perfect companion piece to La La Land.
very like opposite companion piece to La La Land. Like, whereas La La Land's romanticizing art and dreams and working your way up into this industry, Babylon is breaking you back down and taking you down a step and like showing why, yes, this art and this and cinema is special and magical, but this industry is dangerous and it is unforgiving. It's
I
like
agree.
the dark side of La La Land. It's very, and even like speaking, just like Justin Hurwitz, the score is unreal, and what he does with some of the melodies, like he takes the melody of someone in the crowd, and like kind of twists it and makes it like like kind of a lower note and more methodical in some tracks to like really echo that theme.
I think another great way to describe what you're saying is that he takes that song from La La Land and makes it like vulgar in this.
Yeah. He like, it's like that song being like really like, it's like the what I'm trying to say is like something in the crowd is from this period in this movie. It's like very twisted and vulgar, like you said. Then La La Land is him romanticizing that song and that theme and that what it means, and like, yeah, it's just, this movie is just so interesting, and it is just crazy because it's like he threw everything at this movie. It really feels like there's a great Letterboxd review. Like, is this a love letter to cinema or a suicide note? And it really feels like that way. It feels like it's his last movie. He like throws everything at it, and it's like it works for me. It's an achievement.
Yeah. Also, side note, really good cameos. I didn't know Olivia Wilde was in this movie. I
Not
was
at
like,
all.
oh. Yeah, also Catherine Watterson, Samara Weaving, that entire sequence is really fun.
Samara Weaving is so good. And like just the way this movie balances so many themes and genres. Like, it's a comedy, it does horror in one sequence, it does like, it does so much.
What do you thought about that entire sequence with Tobey Maguire, Evan? Because that's something like, I don't know how you would have reacted to that. Like, did you like, took you out of the movie?
Or... No, I liked it. I thought it was very exciting. I mean, I don't think it added too much, but I think it was just adding to like the whole chaos of what people take
the dark
about
side
movies,
the
dark side of movies, and like what people can really, what their opinions are about movies in contrast to
the thing about that sequence that really works for me is that like the movie opens with this big party sequence, like everyone's happy and loving it, and this like party of the silent movies. And once that transition to talkies happens, the Tobey Maguire character is like, hey, why aren't we partying like this more? Like, why aren't these big, elaborate, like dangerous parties filled with like so much like dangerous things? Then Tobey Maguire's that character that like shows you, hey, maybe this wasn't that like as good as we think it was. Maybe we shouldn't be romanticizing this.
It shouldn't. I think the movie's telling you like that early party is not good. Somebody dies in the first 5 minutes.
The fact that it plays it as comedy though in the opening.
Yeah.
But once we get to like a similar party aspect with Tobey Maguire's character, and they treat it as like horror, like this is terrifying.
Yeah.
It's like
really
smart.
Thinking back, like, yeah, you're right. Somebody did die. Like, this wasn't the best thing in the world, even though it did jumpstart like Margot Robbie's career, Diego Calva's career. Like,
that's why I'm so like frustrated.
It can lead to opportunities, but also death.
I'm so frustrated with people just calling this like a bid. Trying to find a word. Like a bid, just Hollywood patting themselves on the back. Like a bid, just like Hanzala movie like that. It is not that.
It's the complete opposite.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's not a slap in the back. It's a slap in the face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, Correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought like they were like promoting this with Tobey Maguire as Charlie Chaplin. Obviously, that's not the
That
case.
was
at
the
all,
early
but-
rumor.
Yeah.
Then that didn't happen.
Oh boy.
But yeah.
But yeah,
movie.
this like even technically, this movie is just like it's just an achievement. Is a marvel. Like the cinematography is maybe Linus Sandrin's best. That it's like up there with La La Land. Like it is just gorgeous, and there's so many like and so impressive. Like so many the lawn tates in this movie. Like one in particular, is I don't want to spoil it, but the one with Brad Pitt at the end
Hmm. Yeah.
in the party when he's
Mhm.
walking up to his room.
Good
That is
shot.
just so good.
I will say funny story about this movie. So I watched it, right, and I sat on my seat or whatever, and there were like two guys like a couple like two seats like to my right. And they were like talking very loud during the trailers, and they were like it looked like they had sneaked in like snacks or whatever, like actual food. And I was like, "Oh my god, this shit is going to be fucking horrible." And then the movie started. And I kid you not, those two guys, they didn't last, I don't even think like an hour. They left. I think they were output by the movie. I don't know why,
Wow.
but like,
That's funny.
I was like,
funny.
oh, thank God. Thank you. Leave.
Once they saw the elephant, right? Nope.
Yeah. I don't even think that's the grossest part of this movie. And I don't even
It's
think
not,
the
no.
the rat it's I think for me the grossest part of the movie is the once the score kicks in with the girl dancing on top of the guy as she's like peeing on him.
Oh yeah.
I think
Oh, that's foul.
Golden shower.
yeah.
Oh boy. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
anyway, yeah.
But yeah, back to
Fun-
like
Fun
the
question.
Margot
Wait,
Robbie in this movie is probably her best. I think the best I've seen her. I Tanya's up there, but I think just
I
like
was about to say I Tanya.
this character has so much complexities to it, and like it's like what she is able to pull off here. There's just so much nuance, but it's also like she brings such a physicality to it too.
Yeah. It's between this and Amsterdam, that's for sure.
Definitely, yeah.
Definitely.
Then Diego Calva is a revelation, man.
Yeah, he should be getting a ton more roles.
yeah.
He is probably the highlight for me here.
Easily. Yeah, I agree.
It's not a showy performance, but he brings so much like emotion and power to it.
Yeah. I mean, that last scene, just he sealed the deal.
Oh my god, that last scene is just like every time I've seen this movie twice now, and like every time it's like I just feel high off of cinema. It's just so good. And I
Fun
love
question though. What's grosser? Did the elephant or anything that's in this movie or the vomit scene from Triangle of Sadness?
it. Vomit scene. I don't know.
Elephant.
Vomit scene's like not that gross, but it's
It obviously
more
wasn't
entertaining.
gross for me. Yeah. It was funny as hell. Yeah.
Is that a
That it?
wrap?
Babylon, go see it. Don't let it. I mean,
I
it's
recommend,
long.
yeah,
It's
go
flopped
see
hard.
Babylon. I mean, it's already
Please
flopped.
see it.
Yeah.
It's already coming out of theaters. I'm mad. I
Yeah,
want to see
yeah.
it again tonight, but the later showtime is at like 7.
Oof.
The irony about this
Two
movie
showtimes.
is that as soon as it hits streaming or whatever, a lot of people are gonna start talking about it like
Oh.
as it's
In
a
5
great
years,
thing.
this would be a masterpiece to most people.
Oh my gosh. Josh.
It's no, I'm not saying a masterpiece, but like people will say it's like not bad. You know, it'll be like acclaimed.
It'll be remembered. That's for sure.
Yeah, it'll be like not Segel's miss.
Yeah.
Not remember
agree.
that because it's not because he hasn't missed yet.
Is there anything else that we've missed or
Last thoughts.
are we?
It's crazy how Giselle's Miss could still get a Best Picture nomination. Like, people are crazy. Like, come on. It's not his miss.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, that's about it. I have to head out. I gotta
All right.
make dinner.
Yep. Yeah, we went a bit long, but it was a packed month.
A little bit.
So Evan, where do people find you?
I'm on Twitter at HarrisEV9, trying my best, my damnedest, to get Willow renewed. My life's a mission. I share my dreams with Ghost and Willow. But watch a lot of anime. Anime is kicked into high gear this winter season. Great stuff. Besides that, find me reacting to a lot of the crazy award shit that's happening this
Tomorrow, man.
Tomorrow,
Golden Globe stuff tomorrow.
SAG nominations Wednesday, I want to say.
And PGA. Or DJ,
Oh,
one of the two.
PGA is this week too?
And DJ.
Oh, shoot. Is Steven getting DGA? We shall see.
Is what?
Is Steven getting into a DGA?
I don't know.
We shall see. Yeah, award season stuff is kicking into high gear, and I'm very excited to talk about it all with Josh and stuff. But yeah, that's about it. Watch Willow.
Watch Willow. Edgar, where do people find you?
You can find me at ETG or TEG on Instagram, Twitter, Letterboxd, all the good stuff. You can find some of my work at Loud and Clear Reviews. I am right now writing a piece for Martin Scorsese's Hugo, since his new movie is coming out this year. So we're doing that. And Josh, whenever he posts my review of House of the Dragon, the 4K Blu-ray, that will be available.
I won't lie, I forgot about that. I'll do it tonight.
But yeah, other than that, yeah, you can find me here, and I am excited for all the good stuff that it's looking on the horizon for the podcast. Some award stuff that I'm very, very excited about.
Speaking of that, you'd find me at Josh G. Woodbury on Twitter, and you find this podcast at WHFG Podcast at Twitter and Instagram. This was a great year for movies, and we're gonna talk a lot about it in the next couple months. Expect a top 10 episode on probably movies and TV, maybe. I haven't seen as much TV, but we'll probably still do it.
That's why I'll be there.
Yeah. And we're planning our own type of awards type of show thing. So expect that in probably February, March. So that's going to take a lot of production planning though. So I need to get working on that. And Golden Globe stuff tomorrow, probably award stuff tomorrow and next week. And maybe Last of Us stuff too, since that's coming up.
That would be really good, like a weekly review.
I was thinking, if we're all free Sunday, do like a little retrospective before it premieres.
Sunday. Oh, Sunday morning.
Yeah, afternoon.
I could fit that in.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
I can fix that.
So maybe expect that Sunday afternoon before the show premieres.
Yeah.
Because we all love Last of Us. It's probably me and Evan's favorite game of all time.
Seattle Day 2, baby!
I need to replay that on PS5. See how it looks.
It's peak. It's great.
Of course it is. Yeah.
It's Last of Us.
And yeah, a lot of end of year stuff. A lot of probably most anticipated for this year coming eventually. I don't know how we do that though. Miyazaki. Barbie.
I knew that. I knew that was going.
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
Yeah. Gonna be a good year.
Great.
And I hope you spend this year of movies with us every week or whenever you do it.
Like and subscribe.
And whatever.
Ring
yeah,
the
all
bell.
that shit.
Ring the bell.
Yeah, this has been another episode of what we watched in December. And to leave you, Heartbreak Feels Good here, and please go fucking see Babylon if you can.
And Megan.